Well, if you're with Kevin, you're okay, because he normally gets free drinks all around. Real opportunity here for Everton tonight, isn't it? Against a side who haven't played a competitive match since early December.
Yeah, they must fancy them chances tonight with the recent form as well. So it's a good opportunity for them, but it's down to themselves. If they approach it right, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Everton are flying. Let's have a look at the way they line up tonight. The headline, of course, is the Yak is back. Finally, this season he scored 12 goals, so it is a welcome return for him. It's a midfield that is without the injured Arteta, Pienaar and Gravesen, but it should still be good enough to dominate. Let's hear from the manager, David Moyes.
We'll start with two boys up front and four midfield players behind them. So hopefully we're able to get ourselves some goals and get some attacking options.
It's obviously quite attacking to go with Yakubu and Johnson up front. The view is obviously to get that away goal.
Well, we want to get a good result, but I think it's also partly to do with what we have available to us as well. You know, we'd always pick what we think's right. But I'm happy with the team we're putting out tonight. Manny Fernandes will need to play a little bit more on the side for us, but he's done that before. So hopefully we're able to go and, as I said, get a good result.
Well, BRANN are a side that could fall into the awkward category. Striker Thorstein Helstad wears 22 and scored 22 goals in 24 league games last year. And Arik Bakker, of course, given the SK BRANN captaincy only yesterday, is one very familiar face.
Yeah, I do think that BRANN will be lining up as a 4-4-2 with Opdal playing in goal, Dahl at right back, Sigurdsson, Bjarnason, Hansfeldt, Solly in midfield, Will El Fakiri, Bakker, Moen, and up front Helstad and Karadas.
Well, Karadas was actually signed as a central defender, but he was a bit of a hero last year. He managed to score the 2 goals in injury time that finally won SK BRANN the title, their first Norwegian title in 44 years. Hence, they are in the UEFA Cup this year and the Champions League next year. Well, there's lots of Evertonians here today as well, aren't there? I think they've officially only got 900 tickets, but looking at the airports yesterday and walking around the town today, there are far more than 900 Evertonians in the city. Whether they'll all get in or not, we'll have to wait and see. But Scouse accents and blue and white flags wherever you look. They really have enjoyed this competition this year, haven't they? It has been a terrific adventure right from the start, and they've learnt so much as well, haven't they?
They have. They've done really well. The way they've approached the group stages anyway. The most difficult tie was the first one against Metalist Kharkov, which was a knockout stage, home and away. This is very, very similar. Hopefully they've learnt from the mistakes in that game, and they'll take this game to where they want to take it. But I do feel it's up to Everton. If they approach it in the right manner, then they can make it easy or as hard as they like. I think Dave Moyes has looked at it. He's tried to match them. He's gone with a 4-4-2. I think he was a little bit concerned that he never had enough width in the side, that he couldn't get behind them, especially with Arteta missing and Pienaar, that he couldn't get in behind the BRANN defence. So that's why I think that he's gone with a flat midfield in there. So it's going to be interesting how they line up in there, but I do feel that maybe Cahill will start off central.
They are a big miss, aren't they? Arteta and Pienaar. Arteta, we're told, is in Spain, having treatment for a stomach groin problem. Nice to see Yakubu back, of course. Pienaar has an ankle injury. Gravesen still out with his knee problem too, so they are light in terms of what they would have preferred in midfield, but in Osman, Carsley, Cahill and Fernandes, you would expect them to dominate that area tonight. David Moyes has shown us plenty of emotions on the touchline in the last few months. We were there, of course, when it all began against Metalist Kharkiv, and here we are again as they enter the last 32, the knockout stages of this UEFA Cup. And it just changes its appearance, the competition now, doesn't it? We've had the league stages, which they charged through. 4 games, 4 wins. But now it's all rather tense again, isn't it? A knockout and Champions League fallouts to look forward to ahead if they do get through here.
Well, you can't afford to make mistakes. You can't afford to concede goals. And I say that what will be a good result here, if they get an away goal, if they can get that away goal, puts pressure on the opposition. But quite evident is the height advantage that they have got on the Norwegian side, and going to make it very difficult. I do feel from set pieces So I think Everton, especially with them being away, they've been away for a couple of weeks in La Manga, so you can imagine that they've been practicing set pieces, looking to capitalise on when they do get them. But Everton have got to be very, very resilient against them, big and strong, and be counted.
Eric Bakker has played against Everton 8 times in his English career, 7 of those with Leeds, 1 with Aston Villa. The last was a 4-0 win. Very proud man yesterday because he was only given that captain's armband yesterday at training. He was only aware that he was going to be the captain for the season 24 hours ago, so he wears it with pride, and against the side he knows only too well. Both these coaches have a bit of resonance with each other. David Moyes, appointed in 2002, Mons Iver Mielder, who's the BRANN coach, was appointed the same year, and they both had similar successes in terms of taking over a side that was underachieving but having gradually year on year built and built. Lee Carsley and Andy Johnson get us underway. The knockout programme in the UEFA Cup for Everton begins in this tight and tidy BRANN Stadium. 17,800 is the capacity. I think it's full, but you have to say right from the start the Norwegians are not very vociferous. The only noise we can hear is being provided by the Everton fans inside this ground.
Very quiet from the start, isn't it? Like I said, they haven't played at home, or they haven't played a game since December, so you're expecting it to be a little bit more lively.
That's a good ball in from Neville, and Yakubu is on the charge, and an early chance. Down goes Hakan Opdal to make the save, but it's a familiar start to a UEFA Cup tie for Everton. They do tend to get those early chances. On this occasion they don't score. A chase back for Jagielka, who'll just watch it out of play for the goal kick, and that will certainly settle a few Everton nerves.
Well, it's just a route one ball, looking to get in behind the defence, and Yakubu there's sharp enough to get in there. I thought he could have took it a little bit early, just hesitated a little bit, maybe surprised that it did get there. But it's very, very quiet inside this stadium. Like I say, it's only the Evertonians that you can hear at the moment.
It is a very, very strange atmosphere. Like you said, I mean, first game of the season effectively for BRANN. You'd have thought it'd be a big roar in here, but that's not the case, and that will suit Everton. They're fine with that. Here's Bakker. There's it back to his central defender Bjarnason. Misplaced by him, and Everton have a chance to counter here with Johnson, who might just be getting in shooting position. He did. It took a deflection. Hence the scramble by the goalkeeper. Saves it from going out for the corner kick.
Well, there's an opportunity there. I felt once again that maybe Andy Johnson wasn't aware that he had time to maybe pick his shot. Didn't get it right out of his feet.
Well, if you have Everton sympathies watching here tonight, then you will be very encouraged with the start that the side in blue have made here. There's Yakubu, again looking for Fernandes, who was going down the middle, but cut up by Sigurdsson. And collected by Moed. Looking a very rusty side at the moment, SK BRANN. Here's Hansveit, the left back. The cross was dragged in, almost reached Karadas. Everton able to clear again with Neville. Header down was by Sigurdsson. Here's Neville, first to the ball. Cahill. Everton building patiently here through Lescott on the left hand side, picking up their passes almost at will, and they have the width too. Here's Osman, just trying to tease the fullback Dahl, but Dahl stayed strong and done very well in the end.
Yeah, I thought he didn't need to go back on the outside and come inside. He'd lost his marker, but decided to go back again. Hit Osman, but very, very confident start. Just goes inside. I thought he was going to cross it. No, he decides to go on the outside. Good defending by Dahl. But it's a good start from Everton.
If you're wondering why those clean shirts of Everton tonight, their sponsor, the beer sponsor Chang, not allowed in this country, so they're having to play with clean shirts this evening. I think there are 3 countries in Europe where it's not allowed. France and Switzerland as well. You're not allowed to wear alcoholic sponsorships. Here's Sigurdsson. Bakker is playing himself out of a little bit of trouble to pick out Dahl on that right hand side. Here's Hellstadt, but not able to control at all. This is very easy for Everton at the moment. Here's Fernandes. Yakubu nips in, and again rather easily picks up possession, but a little work at the second attempt. Here's Neville. Yakubu's continued the run. The little flick is for Johnson. Fernandez is there in support. It's laid back to Cahill. Support from Neville on the outside. Cahill tried to deliver, not very well. Back up with an easy pick-up, and he's able to clear it away. And cries for a free kick. I think we heard the home supporters for the first time tonight.
Well, he's big and strong, isn't he? You can see where maybe why he was a centre-half. Very big man. It's a slow tempo to the game from BRANN. I'm very surprised that they've not gone off maybe a little bit of a better pace than what it is, but maybe they're a little bit worried about the fitness as the game goes on.
Sigurdsson with the ball forward. The flick is from Karadas again, but easily swooped upon by Tim Howard. Here's Huntsveit, flicked on by El Fakiri. Lescott. Dahl should have it covered. Johnson in hot pursuit, and Dahl remains cool. Away by Bjarnason. Picked up by Carsley, and back to Lescott again here. Here's Johnson. Again looking maybe for a position to shoot, but went for the safer option back to Neville. Yakubu and Johnson are still up there. So much space here. Osman. This is Carsley. Now Cahill. And all the way across to Neville on this near side. Johnson with a flick. Cahill's made the run. Carsley. Well, there must have been about 9 or 10 passes in this little sequence so far. Can Lescott deliver here? It's high and hanging. The goalkeeper is underneath that with a good deal of confidence and a simple take.
Well, it seems so easy for Everton just to get the ball around and knock it. I've never seen it so easy for them. And well, you need to be having a little bit better quality when you get into positions like that.
It is a heavy pitch. It doesn't look it, does it? But they've had a lot of rain here. I think it rains something like 250 days of the year on average in Bergen.
We were on it last night and it was a little bit bobbly, so that's what makes me think that why isn't it at a higher tempo, because people will make mistakes.
Active by Karadas, but Yobo is there, and so too is Neville. Johnson tries to turn his man, but unable to get through Sigurdsson. And Zweits does well, does very well. It's Hellstad who's chasing. Yobo just got the right side of him. Well, the first bit of pressure maybe here for Everton.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the ball will be thrown and launched into the box. How will they deal with it? Because they have got a height advantage from the two centre forwards.
It looks as though it's going to be a long throw here. It is dropped short. Commentators curse. Here's Moen. He's a tricky old player, is Moen, on this left-hand side, but not tricky enough, it would seem. Still not clear. Solly did well. Here's Bakker. Bakker's upended, and it will be the free kick. In the most dangerous position that BRANN have had so far, with very nearly 8 minutes of this first half played.
It's a little bit of sloppy defending. Should be doing better 1v1, standing up. And it's just a dangle of the foot, really, and it's lazy defending.
Well, Everton need to be careful here, not to be deceived into a lapse of concentration after the start that this game has had, because this is a dangerous moment. Jan Gunnar Solly standing over it. Moen with the left foot too, but Solly's favourite to deliver here. Our Bulgarian referee Anton Genov is happy. Here comes Solly. Now swooper in as well. It was a good effort.
Well, that's got to go down as a great chance. I mean, that's whipped in. If anything, the defence are a little bit too deep. Should be a little bit higher. And it just goes, I think there's a little touch there. He's just taking his eye off it. He's surprised that he gets there. Well, that's got to go down as a chance. Great delivery, but I do feel Everton were, let's say, maybe a couple of yards too deep in that box. It's just showing you the height advantage that they've got, and they are dangerous from it. especially from set pieces.
And maybe Everton just shaken from their lull a little. Here's Neville. Cahill, not a good pass from him, but luckily he does get it back again. Neville wants more. Yakubu. Here's Fernandez. Plenty of runners, including Johnson, who's lost his man, but illegally, according to the linesman on this near side, flagged straight away. Saw the clip of the heels. Yakubu back, of course, after his late arrival back from the African Cup of Nations. He was dropped at the weekend against Reading, but he is back tonight. David Moyes has kept things in-house, and Everton remain tight-lipped about the disciplinary measures taken against him, but we are reliably informed the players took the rise out of him once he arrived back at training.
I think that just shows you the team spirit that they've got within.
Osman dispossessed. Here's El Fakiri, Moroccan born, but he's a Norwegian international. Back up. Johnson. Here's Neville. Johnson again has taken up position. It's with Fernandez. Cahill. And Fakiri was smart into it. Caradas finds himself in amongst three blue shirts, but does pick a way out. Here's Hellstadt. Looking for Caradas again, but some sliding challenge from Neville will steer it back to Howard. By Carsley. Carsley can't control. Solly almost darted in. This is Lescott. He just left it short a little, and Dahl had it read, but Lescott's able to pick up the pieces again. Yakubu. Carsley punches it through, but not with any great control.
It's got a little bit scrappy over the last second or two from Everton. It's got maybe a little bit sharper in the pass, a little bit more crisper.
Well, you get the feeling that SK BRANN are coming round a little now. They made a very slow start to this game, but maybe picking things up a little with the tempo and with the confidence. They've played one or two friendly games against Scandinavian opposition whilst they've been in La Manga in their warm weather training camp, but I'm sure friendly games don't make up for the real thing, do they?
They certainly don't, and obviously with it being a little bit warmer, and that's how they've started. A little bit of a slow tempo. Well, it's good play from Johnson. Poor defending. Allows the man to make the tackle and then just knocks it away from him.
It looks as though it's going to be Leon Osman to take this free kick. Celebrating, of course, his recent contract extension till 2010. One of those who played in that FA Youth Cup back in 1998 now. He's knocking on a bit these days, isn't he, Leon Osman? He's 26. And he's plenty to aim for in the middle as well. 6 blue shirts have planted themselves in there. Here comes Osman with that delivery. Headed firmly away by Caradas, who's back to defend. Neville. Fernandez. All the way back to Carsley, who just teases it out to Osman once again. It's Solly who's sticking close. It's Everton's throw.
That's good play by Osman. He's keeping them under pressure.
Caradas. He's back up. They're moving with just a little more venom now. The ball is aimed up towards Hellstadt, but the other across to make the clearing challenge.
Well, it's quite evident they're still trying to get in behind the Everton defence. I don't think that's the best route forward for BRANN, because with the pace of Kajelka and of Yobo, I think they've got the beating of them. And if you play the ball in the air, that's where you can hurt Everton, central of the defence, and especially that. I keep saying about that height advantage, which is quite evident.
We had a couple of balls on the pitch, which is why we got the hold up here. And eventually the referee is happy that we can carry on now. Banker. He's claiming the free kick and he gets it.
That's one thing you don't want to be doing, is giving away free kicks in areas like this. This is the second one. See how poorly, or how good that BRANN were from it, and they do put it in a danger area. I must say the starting position's a little bit better this time from the Everton defence.
Well, again, it's that right foot, left foot combination. There's Moen over there with the left and Solly with the right, and I think it's going to be Moen who is going to deliver here. So again, full concentration required. Moen left-footed puts it in, not a good one, easily away by Everton, off the head of Carsley. Stretch by Solly, and out of play for the Everton throw. Don't forget, you can text us tonight, the usual number 80088. What we require from you is your name, your views, and where you are from. Maybe you want to text about the lack of atmosphere inside the stadium so far tonight. The Everton fans are doing their best, but the BRANN supporters, it would seem, are waiting to be entertained. Here's Lescott for Everton. Jagielka in a little bit of trouble there with Hellstad on his tail, but he did well to clear. This is Sigurdsson, the Icelandic international. Neville with a challenge.
This is the quietest European game I've been involved in. Very, very quiet and very strange atmosphere, like we keep saying.
When you think about some of the places we've been with Everton this year, here on 5 or this season, Metlis, Kharkiv, that was a noisy night, wasn't it? In Ukraine's second city, Nuremberg, and even AZ Alkmaar, when Everton had little to play for already through in the group. That was a terrific atmosphere too, but here tonight it's mainly quiet.
Just been knocked off the rhythm a little bit, Everton. They'll get back into it. They just seem to be playing at a snail's pace to BRANN. Just waiting for maybe set pieces to come about.
It's Johnson's flick, and Yakubu was after it, but chipped away by Sigurdsson. Connected by Yobo. Charged down by Karadas, so Yobo's got a bit of a job on again here. Holds his man off well, very strong defending. And a good ball forward as well towards Yakubu. Moen. It's a searcher. It's Hellstad. Oh, the two defenders, including Jagielka, just about got away with that. And Yakubu, anticipating that there might have been a slip there, went chasing after it, but he was offside when the ball was delivered. Or at least that's the view of the linesman down below us.
It's good defending in the end, but one ball beats two defenders, gets in, and you're just thinking if he can take an early shot, he's got a great chance. But Jagielka reacts well, gets back in on the touch. Luckily for him that the ball bounced towards him and not away from him.
Here's Fakiri. Well, they're just finding their feet even more here. Banker tries to cross, but rattled against the legs of Cahill. Back to El Fakiri. It was Carsley who was there to clear. Here's Neville. Looking hard to get up to and beyond the halfway line, but a sliding challenge from Moen brings out the appreciation of the locals.
Does well to get back. Outnumbering them, Everton on the break. Moen does well to get back to just get that interception.
Cahill. Happy competition for him this year, of course, the UEFA Cup. He scored in his comeback from that foot injury against Larissa back in October. 9 goals in total for Everton so far this season. Jagielka looks for the ball forward.
I must say that BRANN are a very, shall we say, 80s British style team, and the way they've set out with a bank of 4 in front of the defenders, making it difficult to get behind.
Oh, that's good vision by Yakubu. He's picked out Neville on the edge of the penalty area. Fernandes is in there. Neville's just trying to work a position. It's back to Carsley. Here's Fernandes. Carsley wasn't anticipating that. Neville. Fernandes. Here's Carsley again. Nice little triangle of passes, and now Neville with the width, but the cross took a deflection. Back Jagielka with the interception.
Just maybe being a little bit too patient, Everton, to deliver the ball into the box. There are good opportunities in that build-up to put the ball in a lot earlier.
Lescott inside for Yakubu, almost through. Just an important touch from Bjarnason there. Flag was up anyway. David Moyes has seen a thing or two that is just causing him to be a little distracted. Just offside.
Andy Johnson's just got to be a little bit more patient tonight. For that opportunity, don't be a bit too eager to get in there and drift offside.
The winners of this tie already know who they'll be playing in the next round, the round of 16. It's an either-or situation, Rosenborg or Fiorentina. Could be a bit of a Norwegian grudge match if it is BRANN against Rosenborg. Those two sides playing tomorrow in their first leg, by the way. Here's Yakubu. There's the runner, Osman, behind him though, towards Cahill, who just tried to cushion it where Osman might have been. And it means that Solly has an easy pick-up and the Norwegian side have a chance to bring it clear again.
Well, Yakubu had a great chance to get in the box, and as a striker, every opportunity you've got, if the ball's at your feet, get in the box, and then the defenders have got to stand off a little bit, but he decides to pick out Cahill, who's made a run. He's still got a lot to do. He can get in the box and anything can happen.
There's Petter Wagenmoen. Looked for the ball back, didn't get it, but it's Karadas who plays it now for the run of Hans White, the left back, down that left-hand side. Everton again just potentially playing themselves into trouble, Yobo, but they get away with it. Osman. Johnson offside. Well, it looked tight. And I think
just drifting off. He's very, very close.
He's just off.
Just off, yeah.
Don't forget plenty of Italian football coming up here on 5 as well. 1:50 Sunday afternoon. 5 is your place to be for the Genoa derby. Genoa against Sampdoria. So get your Sunday lunch eaten early and settle down. We're looking still for this to warm up, really, aren't we?
BRANN make it very, very difficult for you. They force everybody inside, they condense it. I say there's not many gaps to play the ball through. I say you've got to just be patient to wait for that opportunity, and when it does come along, capitalise on it.
This is Lescott back to Carsley. He finds Neville again. Fernandez. Looking for the ball for Johnson. I think it was Yakubu who got a touch, and now it's Cahill. Lescott's pushed up. Cahill again. They've got 8 men behind the ball. One of those is Bakker. And cleared away by Sigurdsson. There's Karadas. He's trying to carry it through a couple of challenges, and he does well. It's 2 against 2 at the moment. Karadas looking for Hellstad. Hellstad trying to get on the right foot. Well defended by Jagielka.
Jagielka's done really well. Hellstad fancies his chances, drops his shoulder, comes back in. It's just an outstretched leg that saves that man Hellstad from having a pop at goal.
Here's El Fakiri. Well, they've had their hairy moments at the back, haven't they, Everton, so far? Just 1 or 2, but enough to keep the pulses racing. Here could be another. Here's Karadas, but he can't control. First touch, just a little too heavy. Now Fernandez. Oh dear. I think he couldn't make the fair challenge, so tried to pull him down in a rugby fashion, I think.
I think the signs are that they can create chances, can BRANN. It's only got to be big enough and stand up to be counted when they do get in behind them or create chances. But it's on their own doing, really. Great defending from Jagielka. Just sticks his leg out. Good opportunity for BRANN again. Once again, it was a little bit of a slip up in midfield from Neville and Carsley, who bumped into each other.
Here's Osman. Cahill just behind. Fernandez. And Neville's in acres of space down this right-hand side. He's picked up now. Carsley just behind, but it's the square ball to Yakubu. Fernandez just looking for the key to unlock the door here. Osman with a shot on the turn, but it lacked the zip that was really required. And Hakan Opdal was always comfortably and confidently behind that.
Yeah, it's first time anybody's got a little bit of space on the edge of the 18-yard box. Only one man to beat. Osman comes inside. Hits a target, but that's about it. They make it very, very difficult for you, Bran. And I think what's evident tonight that what Everton need is somebody that can be coming out and out wide player.
Well, here's a problem again as Hellstad tries to run it in. Lescott. It's Solly who's up there too. Hellstad and Canada still in the middle. It's Bakker who plays it in. Well, it just caught between the feet of Hellstad, and that let Everton off. Neville's able to dink it away for a corner kick. It could have been much, much worse.
Well, a little bit of luck at times, but they don't clear the ball when they can do, can Everton. They get numbers back in the box, and then it's a little bit of a scramble. Neville taking no chances, just giving away a corner. And the ball's just bouncing around in there. They do look a bit edgy at the moment, Everton, when they are defending.
It wouldn't be a UEFA Cup tie involving Everton without these rather alarming moments, would it?
Well, they're surrounding Tim Howard. Obviously they feel that...
Here's Moen with the left foot again. Howard just get a punch to it. It's not cleared. Carreras after Bakker's original attempt on goal. And Everton again are very relieved to bring it away. It's a clear free kick.
Well, Yakubu's done really well there to take the pressure off Everton. Tim Howard gets a hand to that ball coming in. It's very, very difficult. Plenty of bodies around there. You've just got to pick up second balls.
Well, it was Bakker who was causing the problems. Sigurdsson with the shot back in, and Joseph Yobo got a bit of a knock there, I think, is the polite way of putting it. Here's Moen. El Fakiri. Sigurdsson plays it all the way back to Hakan Opdal. And goal. El Fakiri again, can't get it past Carsley. Here's Bakker. Now Moen. Looking for the diagonal ball, which is very good towards Hellstad. Just has to hold it up a little. This is Solly. Little step over by him. Carsley with a tigerish challenge.
Done well, Everton, getting plenty of bodies back into the box and making it difficult for anybody to get a shot at goal, and doubling up on every opportunity.
Lescott hits it long. Down and away by Sigurdsson. There's El Fakiri. Referee says play on. No, was forced wide by Fernandez, but despite the protests, there is no reaction from the referee. There have been one or two robust challenges tonight, which the Bulgarian referee has let go.
Well, I thought that Solly Moen was looking for that more than anything. Thought he'd lost control of it. The referee seemed the same as well.
Here's Bakker. It's not exactly the throbbing home atmosphere that might convince the referee to give a free kick when otherwise would have been the right decision. Everton just having to be tidy here at the moment. Nearly half an hour played, and
BRANN have got more and more confidence as the game's going on. Started off very slow, but they seem to have got the confidence maybe to go forward in numbers.
There's Anderson's ball in, collected by Fernandez, and now Yakubu. Neville. Yakubu's continued the run, continuing this work rate as well. Two defenders are drawn to him, and he's done terrifically well. Here's Neville. This came off the calves of El Fakiri for the corner, but Yakubu really He is having a starring role, isn't he, so far
he's playing well tonight. He's getting hold of the ball, he's relieving the pressure from the back four and the midfield, but great ball in between two defenders. And Neville disappointed with his final delivery. He's got into them positions once or twice in this first 30 minutes. He's got to get a little bit better delivery into the box.
Took a while to win the Everton fans around, didn't he, Yakubu? But I think they're mostly convinced now. Not sure what that conversation's all about in the middle between Lescott and Cahill, but here comes the cross. It's Carsley. Well, he does like to strike them from there, and when he does score they tend to be spectacular, but that goes in the forgettable column, I think. Don't forget the UEFA Cup football goes on and on here on 5. Tomorrow we've got another big game. We are in Prague, the Czech capital, for Slavia Prague against Spurs. 7:30 we're on air tomorrow. We've also got highlights of Bolton against Atletico Madrid as well from the Reebok Stadium. And a week tomorrow, the return leg of Everton against SK BRANN at Goodison Park, of course. So the story starts and finishes here on 5. Here's Solly. Taken on by Caladas. Little touch back towards Bakker now. This is decent play by SK BRANN that has worked out towards Hansveit. Just over the head of Yobo. Again, there's a bit of pinging in the penalty area. Halstead almost got in position. Everton a little fortuitous again. And a bump in the back is spotted by the linesman, and the free kick goes Everton's way.
The linesman's done really, really well there. Was a little bit of a notch into Andy Johnson's back, but I felt the ball was too short. Plenty of space beyond. Andy Johnson trying to run into it, but the defender just aware of his pace and stopping him.
Kuba's wide left here. This is Fernandes down the middle. And again, pushing forward Neville, who's done an awful lot of that so far in this game.
Once again, it's a poor ball into the box. The delivery should be coming straight away. Instead, he's coming back inside. And it's a striker's nightmare then. They've already made the run.
A chance to break already carried deep inside his Everton half. It's Solly back to El Fakiri. Cahill just plays it away to Johnson. Now Yakubu. Slowing the pace right down here. And for the umpteenth time tonight, the ball out to this right-hand side finds Neville in lots of space once more. Fernandes measures it. Here's Yakubu. Johnson's made the run and almost slips it past the defender. Does get a second attempt here. Jonathan's trying to keep close. It's Osman on the right foot. Good save by the goalkeeper. Fernandes couldn't quite get there first. And Everton can put a marker down, their first real chance on target.
Well, it seemed so easy in the end, didn't it, to get that shot at goal. Johnson does really, really well. Gets hold of the ball. He's nice and composed. Picks out Osman, who then delivers a shot into the box. Opdal's made a little bit of a meal of it.
One for the photographers.
A little bit of a smile as well.
Neville gets the throw. Just a reminder, by the way, one or two of you are texting in asking why Everton are playing in clean shirts tonight. It is, as we mentioned a little earlier, due to the fact that it's illegal to advertise alcoholic drinks in Norway, so the usual sponsors, Chang, not allowed on Everton's fronts tonight.
It's a nice strike by Osman. The keeper makes a great save, really. Thought he made a little bit of a meal of it, but nevertheless, it was a good save.
Tell you what, at £6 a pint in these parts, it's no wonder they don't
you must have been in a cheap place, because it was £8 where I was. You must have been in the local spa.
There's Yakubu back to Cahill, and now picked up by Carsley. Here's Neville. Bakker. He's an elegant player, isn't he, Eric Bakker? Is dispossessed. Now Johnson. Can Everton move forward here with a bit of panache? It's Osman on that left-hand side. Lescott. Again, the noise inside the ground is almost lowered to the silent.
said there, it was as if the crowd are waiting for something to happen. And before they actually react. But Everton are having a lot of joy down the right-hand side, and they've got to make better use of the ball when they do get it, and especially from Phil Neville. He gets in some great opportunities and just hasn't found that final delivery with a lot of space. And he's biding his time getting forward, he's hanging back, and then when he arrives, his delivery's got to be a little bit better.
He's untidy by Leon Osman. Canadas forward again towards Hellstadt. They have caused them problems, these two, haven't they? Just has a little deep ball inside. It's Dahl, the right back, who's made the probing run. Challenged by Lescott. Dahl's still after it, but he has fouled Leon Osman. Able to get the free kick. And a relieving free kick it might be too.
Well, that time it's Osman getting back, helping his full-back out. That's one of the things they do well, Everton. The wide players do get back and help defenders out. Osman there doing really, really well.
There's every reason to be excited if you are an SK Brand fan. The club won the championship for the first time in 44 years last year. They'll be in the qualifying stages at least of the Champions League when that kicks off again next season. Whether they make the league stages or not, that's another matter. But it's their centenary year as well this year. But they don't seem to be an excitable bunch, do they? There's Johnson off the legs of Dahl.
Once again, that ball could have come out to Neville, who was free on the right-hand side. Seemed to overload it a little bit, and Fernandes does well. He drifts inside, taking the wide player Moen with him. This leaves a lot of space for Neville to join in.
So Lescott's throw. Two defenders almost finding themselves in a tangle. At back of the skipper is there to help out. Lescott to take. Here's Bakker again, just trying to untangle from a couple of tackles. Neville. Fernandes. Neville again. Pulled by him. Picked up by El Fakiri. And again the counter-attack is launched here. One loose pass and suddenly the Norwegians can come forward, maybe at pace. It's Moen looking for the ball in. It's just beyond Canadas. Collected again. Hallstatt once more not able to find himself in a shooting position. Chased by Solly. Deep back towards Carsley. Hooked away by Lescott.
Once again, Everton getting plenty of players back. Osman again helping his full-back out.
Bakker just tries to measure it over. Yobo just got there ahead of Canadas to head away, but the danger's not over yet because it's collected by Moen once more. Jagielka scoops it, and Yobo, no nonsense, just punches it away. They're not exactly comfortable, are they?
Well, I think what it is that you can't allow the ball to bounce in the area. If you do, it's so indecisive what the ball's going to do. It just seems to either sit up or drop down. It's never the same.
This is Neville. Carsley looking for Neville again. Well, the game is being played at walking pace just at the moment. Yobo languidly lays it forward.
I think sometimes that doesn't help you as a centre half, especially. You have too many options.
Here's Yakubu, who's going to goal from distance, but I think doesn't find his range. At least he had a go. He's trying to drive things forward for Everton here.
He's put under a lot of pressure from Bakker from the midfield area. The centre-backs seem to allow the centre-forwards to come off. So, the ball travels a long way into the box without somebody challenging. I think there that Canadas looks a danger man, doesn't he, in the air? Gets on the end of most things when they come in the box.
That's good by Fernandes. Here's Yakubu. This is much better by Everton now. Osman. Lescott is quickly up there to support this attack. Here's Osman again. Carsley. Osman again is central. This is Yakubu. Neville's made the run into the penalty area. It's hoisted towards Cahill. Lescott can't hold it up, and Karadas is driving it forward. Hellstad just ahead of him. His support from Dahl on the right hand side as well. The right back who's pushed forward, but this is Solly who's going to go for goal.
Well, he seems to have an age before he actually gets a shot. Slow getting back that time, Everton. He's got to work back a little bit quicker. Solly there should be doing better.
Karadas is fouled. Portsmouth fans might remember him, 17 Premier League games with that club a couple of years ago. Hazar Karadas scored 1 goal in that time against Bolton Wanderers in what was at the time a very crucial relegation battle. I think it ended in a draw that day. Sigurdsson, who's standing over to take here, the Icelandic international, just tries to chip it in, but Robbo's strong and able to clear away. This is Osman. Johnson's off on his travels once more, but being tracked all the way by Bjarnason, and anyway the ball was hit too long and it's up for a throw-in for SK BRANN. Carsley. Cahill tucks it onto Fernandez and gets it back again, and here's Neville once more, just creating a bit of space for him again on this right hand flank. Cahill, Fernandez, Yakubu thought about the run, the ball was delivered but it doesn't quite reach him. It is back to Fernandez again though. His delivery this time is much better. Rather testing those central defenders. Carsley! Well, why? Well, the goalkeeper had it watched, didn't he?
He's getting closer. It's getting lower. It's nothing to trouble the keeper. It's always going away. But, once again, Everton get him wide down the right hand side, but poor delivery from the first one. But Fernandez delivering a great ball in the second time. But I feel they've got to do that on the earliest opportunity, not the second opportunity, because defenders get back in. It's harder to pick out anybody.
Here's Moen. The side of him is Karadas, but it's hit wide. That's a poor ball beyond Solly, but El Fakiri will pick it up now. El Fakiri hanging it, and Tim Howard under no real pressure whatsoever in collecting that.
Well hung up for the keeper, wasn't it, to come out and collect.
Here's Hassan El Fakiri. Backer. This is threatening again here. There's Petter Vagen Moen. It's not a good ball in. Might have taken a double, might have just slipped as he tried to deliver.
Yeah, very poor ball. Great opportunity as well. And just looking at Tim Cahill, he's just playing a little bit in advance of Lee Carsley. I don't know if that's a plan of Dave Moyes, or does he want him to sit with him a little bit more and just pick his runs. Maybe not as many as he maybe usually makes, especially when he plays in with a 3-man midfield.
Well, 0-0's a decent scoreline for Everton, isn't it, as they approach half-time. Maybe not over-happy with the way they played at times in this game, but as long as it remains goalless, it remains satisfying. Here's Lescott. Carsley's making himself available. Osman's ball in. Led by Sigurdsson.
seems so easy to get the ball and pass it to one of your team members at the moment. Just try to deny you when you're going to put the final ball into the box.
That was dreadful by Yakubu. So it was a very hopeful ball by Moen. Oh, and he might get a second chance here because Yobo just simply lost his concentration for a moment there. Neville, thankfully, was a little sharper. But twice there, they offered SK BRANN a real opportunity on a plate, did Everton. Fakiri hits it long. Here's Elstad again. Jagielka keeping him tracked. Oh, and that's terrific defending by Jagielka.
Well, he's done well. Well, initially, you think the hell said he gets away from him, turns his full body. You just think he tries to read the layoff a little bit there. Comes inside, turns his body, full turn, but he's quick enough to get there, is Jagielka.
Well, you hark back to that Kharkiv game when he played in a holding midfield role, didn't he, Jagielka? And he looked lost that night.
He looks more comfortable as a
central defender. He's very, very solid. 1 minute of stoppage time to be added at the end of this first half. Still 0-0. Everton will be hoping it stays that way because it is SK BRANN who are favourites to score next with this corner. Oh, and it's in! It's forced in! Bakker will claim it, but the referee says there was a foul on the goalkeeper.
That's the only thing that happens, that when you do put too many bodies around the keeper, that the referees do sometimes give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, if is it a foul or not, I'm not quite sure. A lot of bodies there.
Well, there was an arm up from Bakker, wasn't there, quite clearly?
Yeah, I mean, I think the keeper's got to deal with it a little bit better, be a bit stronger than that. I'm just wondering, do you have to touch him? Obviously he's put him, yes, it's definitely a foul.
Not quite Nat Loftus, Harry Gregg, was it? But illegal nonetheless. And the home fans don't agree.
Well, we're getting the benefit of the replay. I don't think they've had the replay, but it was definitely a foul. But they are a handful from set pieces.
David Moyes there was bellowing at Philip Neville. It will be the last act of the first half. 0-0 it remains, despite the best efforts of Eric Bakker, who's asking for an explanation here from the referee as to why that goal was disallowed. I think Tim Howard will give you a very clear indication, because he was impeded, simple as that. Bakker's arm came across Howard's face before the ball was bundled in. It might be frustrating from Bakker and BRANN's point of view, but it was the right decision, and it means at half-time it remains SK BRANN 0, Everton 0. Well, what are Everton going to have to do here now? Will they be happy with a 0-0, do you think? Or are they going to have to lift it in this second half and get a result here tonight?
Deep down, Dave Moyes will be quietly pleased. A bit disappointed maybe that they can maybe be a little bit stronger, a bit more organised from set pieces in the box. But, you know, when they've got a height advantage that they've got, BRANN, then they are going to cause you problems. But I think you'll be quietly happy. Maybe like to see them play at a little bit higher tempo than what they're doing. And because then, obviously, with not having a game since December, they're going to tire towards the end. But the way the pace of the game's going at the moment, they're not going to tire.
There's a really relaxed feel about the whole thing tonight, isn't there? You know, this is a cup tie. It's not quite
it's a great
because it's two legs.
It's a great opportunity for BRANN as well, and you'd think the crowd would be up for it.
Well, we're underway, as you can see, in this second half. It remains 0-0. The one time the ball was in the back of the net, it came after Eric Bakker had quite clearly fouled Tim Howard, quite rightly ruled out by the referee, although Bakker was complaining about it. No changes to either side in this second half either. Both managers going with what they have and seeing how things develop, no doubt. Here's Lescott for Everton on this left-hand side. Osman. That's confirmation of the way Everton are lining up tonight. Neville at right back, of course. Yobo, Jagielka and Lescott. Osman, Carsley, Cahill and Fernandes the midfield. And Yakubu back, obviously, alongside Andy Johnson. And I think Yakubu, for me, and Jagielka have been the two outstanding Everton players so far tonight. Would you agree?
Definitely so. I think Jagielka's reading the situation very, very well, and Yakubu's holding the ball up when need be. It does look dangerous.
Here's Lescott. Yakubu's making moves into the middle of the penalty area. Lescott's doing well down that left-hand side, and eventually wins the throw-in.
He's very strong, isn't he? Lescott going forward, uses his upper body very, very well.
Such an influential player for Everton these days, of course, wherever he's playing. Left back, central defence. Defends well and scores goals. 7 to his name so far this season.
I think that's a big bonus. The goals are a big bonus. And we all know that Lescott's turning into a very good Premiership player. He's either at left back or at centre back, and I think Dave Moyes picking him as a left back today is mainly down to the fact that the height of BRANN and the lack of height that maybe Leighton Baines has got.
There's Bakker just trying to dab his side out of trouble. It's with Dahl, who might get the second attempt here, but under heavy pressure from Yakubu. Doesn't go out of play. Yakubu again does ever so well. Here's Lescott, little sweep in. Cahill tries to cross. Where's this going? Out for a corner kick. Everton are starting positively in this second half.
It's the first corner of the game for Everton. And if they can get a little bit of movement, well, second corner of the game for them. First in the second half anyway.
Well, we've heard about Arteta not playing tonight because of that groin stomach injury. And this is a moment where he would have been required as well from the corner. The delivery is not the best, but it might fall for Carsley. Might have thought about the shot, but instead channels it out towards Fernandes. We'll get a second attempt to cross here. Fernandes just trying to stand up the defender. Took a deflection. Back it comes again. Third time lucky maybe. Little roll and a tease. And then another corner kick as it comes off Carreras once more.
You just can't miss that first defender now. If you do, then you can get a man running across the keeper.
And Fernandes hoping to produce again. Higher this time and deeper, but a stretch by the goalkeeper, taking it off the head of Andy Johnson. And a safe collect by him.
That's a poor set piece really from Fernandes. The delivery's got to be a bit better now. I think if you're going to hurt BRANN, then maybe it's got to be whipped in a little bit harder, not hung up, and people to attack and the keeper to come for it.
And Opdal was playing for Norway against Wales the other week, wasn't he? You saw him playing his 11th cap for the Norwegians. Here's a chase by Helstad, but Jagielka again is keeping tight. He might have got a throw there. Well, I thought it came last off the BRANN player, but the linesman thought otherwise, and he was an awful lot closer.
Maybe if anything, you've got to clear your lines a little bit earlier than maybe taking that touch and trying to play your way out of trouble.
The delay with the throw, and eventually it's taken Bakker. Back it comes to Solly. Solly trying to fiddle into a position where he can get a good crossover, but Neville was there to head away, touched on by Johnson. Here's Bjarnason. So he can play himself out of trouble here, but just slices it out for the throw in.
That's a great cross from BRANN from that build up there. There's something that Everton haven't delivered tonight. If they can learn anything from the BRANN side, is the delivery of crosses into the box.
Here's Solly. Bakker, and again wasteful. Everton will get the throw in once more.
Well, Everton in no rush to sort of step up the tempo. They seem to be quite happy with the score line.
And we just saw Eric Huseklepp warming up down on the sidelines. He's an impact kind of player. They often bring him on late in games as a winger. Here comes Yakubu talking about impact, but that's a pretty woeful effort, and he knows it.
I think he realises it just bobbled at the last minute as well. Just as he's about to pull the trigger, the ball just bobbles up, and that's why he's missed the target. It was a great interception, good pressure from Everton. The execution maybe a little bit better. And then if the ball does bobble up, what can you do?
Joga Demba Nyren, a new signing as well, a striker, was also amongst those warming up for SK BRANN. Whether they are imminent arrivals onto the pitch, we'll have to wait and see, but they might just pep things up for the home side. Here's Neville. Yakubu with a header. Johnson tries to turn and get onto it. El Fakiri with a touch, but it falls for Fernandes, who looked for the weighted ball through. Fernandes in for Osman. Fernandes back across towards Lescott. Good header down. Important touch from Dahl. He took it away from danger by taking it away from Johnson.
Lescott's made a great run into the box. Crowd not happy with the decision from the referee.
Well, they wanted the advantage play, didn't they? They felt that Solly was through.
A bit of of descent from Solly as well by throwing the ball back. A great build-up play from Everton. Carsley just pulling Solly back and
given away wastefully again. We've seen a lot of that tonight, haven't we, from both sides, to be fair. Here's Johnson. Where's his support? Here it comes from Fernandes. An adventurous run by him, maybe. Johnson's ahead of him, but it's wide to Osman. Yakubu looks for the pass and gets it now. Yakubu with a good ball in, but a little too close to Hakan Opdal.
well, it's just slowing down a little bit because Everton are a little bit reluctant to go wide early. If they do, there's great opportunities, and maybe because they're not playing with any great deal of width, they are a little bit reluctant. But the fullbacks from both sides, left and right, they want to join in, they can make it a bit of a problem for BRANN.
16,207 we're being told is in here, are in here tonight, to get the grammar absolutely correct. That's a good 1,000 or so down on capacity, which is a little surprising. Here's Cahill, Yakubu up in support, Cahill on the left foot, he's going to go for goal and hits the post. I think the goalkeeper just got fingertips to that so it might have been a very, very important save.
Well, it's slow motion really, isn't it? You're just waiting for the ball just to settle down. I think it's bobbling away from Tim Cahill, but he does well. He's got plenty of time to pick it. He shoots. I don't know if the keeper did get a touch. Just hits it right away from the keeper. Maybe the fingertips on that. If it's enough to hit it onto the post.
An excellent save by Hakan Opdal, and the best chance of the night for Everton, provided by Cahill. But here we go, the other end. It's Caridas. A little turn, can't deliver. No one can't get there. And Fernandes beats his man. He beats El Fakiri now to set up a possible Everton counter here. Yakubu playing in 30-degree heat just a couple of weeks ago. Tonight it's freezing. I think he'll notice the difference.
I think he'll get home though.
Carsley, he will this time. Osman, he won't be staying here for a couple of days holiday, will he? Lescott tried to keep it in, but
it's done well, Lescott, to join in. Just overhit by Osman.
This was Cahill's effort, and not a bad one too.
Well, it's the first time really that he's joined in the front men. And a great strike. Pity it's hit the post.
And he's happy with his performance.
He just got a touch on it as well, didn't he? Just to guide it to the post.
Backer, who feeds it out to Dahl. They say, those who watch Norwegian football, that this man is close to getting a recall to the senior side. Just one cap to his name. Good ball in! And it was Neville who got the head to it. It was just over Helstad, still not cleared. Here's Dahl again, the man who set things up. And he has won his side a corner.
Well, it's great defending from Jagielka once again. He gets half a chance and you think he's going to put the ball in the box. Everton got plenty of numbers once again. Jagielka just getting in there. Very, very hard for Dahl. But he does look impressive, Dahl, getting forward as well.
Petter Vagan Moen will take the corner under the watchful eye of his coach, Monziva Mjelde. Here it is. And there it goes. Everton are safe. It's Neville who's made the overlapping run ahead of Yakubu here. Johnson's up there too. Wide left is Fernandes, but it would have taken a big ball to reach him. Here is Yakubu. Neville. Yakubu just jogging into position in the centre here. Neville holds it up. Carsley. Osman just signalling for Neville to make the run, and he has gone offside. It was a little laboured really, that from Everton.
He just seems to be struggling a little bit there. Phil Neville,
I don't know if he's something there, mightn't he?
If he kicked the ground a little bit. I just felt that maybe Leon Osman could have just delivered the ball himself. Did he need to go to Neville, making the overlap? Use Neville as a dummy and just come inside with the ball.
Bit of a worry there. He is still hobbling a little, Neville, playing right back tonight, but of course he does provide David Moyes with midfield options, and given that they're already light in the midfield departments with the injuries they have, they will not be wanting to see Neville having to spend any time on the sidelines. Here's Solly. It's Moen who's playing central. Just feeding it left towards Hansveit, the left back. Fakiri's behind him, but it's a measured pass towards Bakker, and Bakker in his stride decides to have a crack. It comes off Jagielka. It's fed wide to Solly and steered out by Lescott for another corner kick.
Yeah, Everton doing well to stop the crosses coming in, working hard. So Bakker really got a lot of space in midfield there. I think Andy Johnson maybe could have come back a little bit earlier, just sit on his shoulder, stop him receiving, getting the ball. Crowding the keeper once again from this set piece.
Certainly a better second half than first, isn't it, from the neutrals' point of view? There's a little more life and vim and vigour in this game. It's the Norwegian manager Arge Hareide making 1 or 2 notes on potential internationals in this game. It's a teasing ball in. And away by Carsley.
Strange corner. A lot of men round the keeper once again, but they decide to come to the edge of the box with the ball.
Yobo's challenge. Neville again, who I think is running a little more freely now. Osman. Neville's getting up there in support. Osman rather lazily just hits it against the leg of Hansveit, and Everton maybe a little lucky to get the ball back again.
Changed it a bit, Everton. Osman going onto the right hand side and Fernandes coming onto the left in the second half. I'm just wondered, in because of the amount of ball they did have on the right hand side, is that a ploy from Dave Moyes?
Phil Neville in that first half seemed to be playing a lone channel, didn't he, at the right? Not a lot of other options there for him. Here comes Neville again. Osman. The crowd are finding their voice now. It becomes disgruntlement as it's played in towards Johnson, who just touches it away from Sigurdsson and then gets the ball back towards Fernandes, headed out by Dahl, cracked in by Osman. What a goal! What a wonderful strike by Leon Osman. 13 minutes of the second half, finally Everton get their breakthrough.
Well, what a tremendous strike from Leon Osman. He picks it up out of nothing, really. It's a great winning tackle there by Tim Cahill, just over the halfway line. And Yakubu, a lovely ball to Johnson. I'm just wondering, is that a little bit, has he just caught his heels? So he puts a great ball into the box, doesn't get cleared. First time shot by Osman, outside of the right foot, away from the keeper, into the back of the net. Great strike by Osman. Absolute tremendous technique. And that's a great start to the second half. Just hits it so early, and it does bend away, bend back in. It's gone wide of the post and bends back inside. What a master stroke, changing Osman onto the right hand side in the second half. I say there was a lot of play coming from down that side in the first half, and maybe Dave Moyes felt that he needed somebody maybe who was better equipped to deal with, that wide position.
Well, he'll get back on the plane tonight, Leon Osman, sit back, shut his eyes and relive that moment time and time again. A goal of real quality in a game that has lacked a bit.
Well, Leon, I think he started off as a striker in his younger days, and I think he's shown his finishing touch there.
6th goal of the season for Leon Osman. Well, they have a habit, don't they, Everton, of piercing the tension with some wonderful goals in this UEFA Cup competition. Here's Lescott. Carsley plays it through for Yakubu, who's touched and gone, but the return didn't get past Bjarnason. Osman's playing with real fire now, though. Here's Johnson again, outnumbered.
Just needed to get that ball a little bit wider earlier, trying to thread it through the middle. There's not much space. Now everybody tucks in, full-backs tuck in, centre-backs tuck in, making it difficult to thread the ball through.
Here's Solly. He'll take a ball towards Helsted. Jagielka again, so tight, so efficient, and quietly getting on with the job.
A vast improvement from Jagielka to, since he started at Everton, coming on at right back, playing in the centre of midfield. Didn't look comfortable, but does look comfortable as a centre back.
Real balance to Everton's back line now, isn't there? Here's Lescott. And just hooked away by Jagielka again. This is Backup. Wins himself a bit of time and space with a move away from Yakubu. El Fakiri down the right-hand side to Solly. Solly trying to tease Lescott. And delivers well. Guess who? Jagielka there. Touch is lucky for Johnson.
Done ever so well, Johnson, keeping hold of that ball. Say that it's so important. The ball goes to strikers, they keep hold of it, allows the defence to get up.
Osman again. Here's Cahill again. Look how deep Yakubu is here. Lescott.
It's the best I've seen Yakubu play for a long time.
I know you were talking about how he had to get that Everton work ethic, and he certainly has, hasn't he, in the last few months. Here's Neville with a ball in towards Johnson, but touched away for safety's sake by Sigurdsson, and it's not quite up for a corner, but it will be a throw-in.
Well, the difference in the second half is that Everton are getting in behind the fullbacks and getting to the byline and trying to get crosses on.
Well, the ball's disappeared into the crowd, and they don't want to give it back. Eventually they do. There's more than 900 Evertonians in here tonight, by the way, whatever the official number. It's Neville's throw. Yakubu just trying to hold off the defender. Backup. He's done well again with a cross. Johnson just lacked a few inches. Had that been the other way around, you'd have fancied a goal, but just over the head of
Cahill's in
Johnson.
there as well. He's made a great time run into the box.
Clearance is not good, picked up by Osman. There's a real pace to the game now that was lacking in the first half. And Everton, of course, in their stride. Confidence lifted after that wonderful goal by Leon Osman. Fernandes, maybe looking for a strike as well, lifted in towards Johnson, tried to get it on the left foot. Just runs away from Anat for a goal kick.
Not too sure what Johnson was trying to do there. I don't know if he's trying to actually set Osman up. He's made a great run to support him. Little flick by Yakubu.
Reminder of the Italian football that's coming your way here on 5 as well. 10-2 Sunday afternoon. It's live from Genoa. It's the Genoa derby. Genoa against Sampdoria. Should be some fabulous action from there too. And it's much improved in the second half here in the BRANN Stadium on the west coast of Norway. That was the reason why. Neville. It's a long ball forward. Jagielka's underneath it. It's Karadas. Here's Solly. Solly on the left foot has a little dab at goal, but if anything was going to make it difficult, it was the bounce, but it was easy enough for Howard. We're going to see a substitution as well. That's Djogo Demba-Niran, who's going to arrive on the pitch in just a few moments. The Gambian international, it will be his debut. He's only just joined up with SK BRANN. Here's Karadas. Will be the man to give way, we think. Here's Backup. Karadas. A turn and a run and a shot. Knows his number is very nearly up, and that might just hasten his departure.
Well, I think it's a typical centre-half shot, that. Centre-half converted to a centre-forward, and he hasn't done his chances any good there.
Well, they've signed this man, Demba-Niran, to be their first-choice centre-forward in place of Karadas. And
you just think he's going to be something different than what BRANN have got, a little bit more pace up front, because Jovo and Jagielka have been really comfortable. You know, they've struggled in the air at times, but more often than not they've been comfortable at the back.
Here's Moen. Hans fights. Away by Yobo. Now Bakker. Dahl's making the run and providing the opportunity here for SK Brann to come forward again. Jagielka watched the flight ever so well.
It's no surprise, or that he's in the right place at the right time every time.
And again,
and that's good positional play.
Johnson tried to get up there, but beaten for height by Sigurdsson. They are two tall centre halves. On by El Fakiri. Kubo again just takes it down to a walking pace and then delivers what might have been a flashy ball forward, but Johnson never really had the chance to get on the end of that.
I think he was impeded a little bit, Johnson, as well. So he was never going to get there. Poor ball by Yakubu.
El Fakiri. Here's Bakker. Denver steaming and ready for action. Well, the home fans want the ball out of play because Bjorn Dahl's gone down injured. I think they want a free kick as well. It's a yellow card for Manuel Fernandes.
I'm just wondering why he let play go on. They weren't in control of it. He could have easily blown up.
Well, he was. He got the bird, didn't he, from the home fans earlier for not allowing an advantage. Maybe he was doing that there. And Zivo Mjelde, the Brann coach, was quickly out to make his point. And the substitution is finally made. Azar Carreras coming off. And it is a welcome for Njogo Demba Noiren for his SK Brann debut tonight. He only joined up with the clubs a couple of weeks ago. He's had an ankle injury as well, so his match fitness, match sharpness is going to be in question, isn't it? But then you could say that about the whole of the Brann side. Big lash by Fernandes. Well controlled by Neville. Getting it hopefully that Johnson is in hot pursuit. He is, but the keeper's there very quickly. Hakon Opdal to clear away for the throw-in. Is this the point now, we're midway through this second half, that Everton's extra match fitness begins to kick in, begins to take its toll?
It's not really been a hectic of a pace for anybody really to have burned too much energy, and you just wondered if Brann have actually decided to do that because of the fact that the last game was in December.
Here's Yakubu, well back by Sigurdsson, but Yakubu having won the ball back.
Yes,
to win the
answer
corner
to your question is, Dave, it should count for a little bit more now towards this end there. Concentration level more than anything. From set pieces, and that should be a little bit brighter and more switched on. I think you'll see maybe Johnson getting in a little bit more as the game does go on, like you're saying, because of that extra fitness.
Yobo has just moved ominously into the centre of the penalty area as the corner kick is fired over. Away by Sigurdsson. Fernandes. That was a poor ball. He's not had a good game tonight, has he, Fernandes?
No, I think his quality's been poor. He's worked tirelessly, which, that's what Dave Moyes, if you're not on your game, make sure that you work hard enough to make it difficult for the opposition, and that's one thing that that's one thing that Dave Moyes' side has to give you. And we've picked up on Yakubu how much that's improved. Fernandes there, he's done that part of his job, but I think his quality on it tonight's been quite poor.
Everton have the luxury, of course, of not having a game between tonight and their second leg next Thursday. Here is the new man, Demba Miran, but oh dear, lots of tackles sliding in. Referee says play on. Pat on the back between Cahill and Bakker.
One thing we must say, Fernandes is not really a wide player. I think he's more suited to play, central midfield.
El Fakiri. Neville happy to concede the throw-in.
I think he's in two minds then, if to maybe just play it off.
Moen trying to lay it in for Hellstad, but not quite able to pick out his teammate.
Two centre-backs for Everton tonight have been absolutely fantastic. They've read every situation.
Here's Hans Weitz. Straight to the feet of Neville, whose pass to his teammate is not quite as accurate. That's Fernandes. They wouldn't have chosen to have gone out of the FA Cup, would they, Everton, obviously, but it is convenient that they've no action this Saturday or Sunday. They can give this everything tonight, regather the troops for next Thursday.
I'll say it's a great week to prepare as well, isn't it, with no game in between. Well, I'm looking at the pitch, considering it's not been played on since December, it's quite poor. I expect it in a lot better condition than what it is.
Victor Anichebe has been a bit of a hero for Everton in this UEFA Cup competition. In a couple of games he scored crucial goals. It looks as though he might be about to make his entrance here too. Now, does Petter Wagenmoen fancy a crack at goal from here? It's a long way out. Looks like Huzeklepp might be getting ready for action too, the winger. Well, Moen is striding it out. A little chip ball into the penalty area towards the substitute Nieren. Johnson. Scuttering run by him, trying to stretch the defence here. Bjarnason's after him. Johnson with a little push, might have gone down and got the free kick, but instead stays honest and on his feet and eventually runs out of steam.
Good defending once again. He's really read that well, and I think it's Sigurdsson really. He's the main man there. Not quite comfortable with that.
Good clearance by Opdal. And Spikes. Bjarnason has to go scrambling after this. Osman managing to lay it off for Carsley, who again has got Neville in support on that right hand side. Here's Cahill. Carsley. Fernandes just needed to stretch a little more than that, and he's allowed to run past him. Yakubu with a challenge. There might have been a hand involved there anyway. It's BRANN who do come away with it with Solly. Well, they're going to make the second change here. SK BRANN, this is fairly predictable. El Fakiri is the man who's going on. Eric Huzeklepp is the man who comes on. He's an under-21 international Huzeklepp, but they do use him in this kind of super sub role, if you like. He does have an impact on the flanks. It's likely that Solly will tuck in, and Huzeklepp with the first touch tried to get the ball across, but Lescott can clear away. Just something else for Everton to think about, really, isn't it?
It certainly looks a little bit different. He's going to be coming out in onto the right-hand side. It looks as if Solly's moved into the centre of midfield. And Chibi is going to make an appearance as well for Everton. Andrew Johnson's the man who's going to be making way for him. Maybe just putting on a little bit of extra height, just in case he do get set pieces. Will help Everton get through the game, and I must say they've been quite comfortable in the second half.
Yeah, he's a great substitute to bring on as well, isn't he, Anichebe? Because you've mentioned it before. Centre half spend 70 minutes just coping with one forward, and then on comes another, and that strength he's got.
Well, the different type of forward, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like you say, the brawn and the unpredictability of him. But with Johnson, you know what he's going to do. You know he's going to look to get in behind defenders, where Chibi's loves to get the ball to feet and out-muscle you, which is, like I say, completely different to Andrew Johnson.
14 minutes left to play, and it's Fernandes who has a shot, and the goalkeeper made a real meal of that. He might have sighted it late because I think there was a defender standing between
just
him.
before him, I think, Dave. I mean, that's a great strike. Bounce on. And he bounces up. He goes down a little bit too early, if anything. And it could have bounced over him.
Well, that would have been an embarrassment for the keeper had it gone in, but full marks for Fernandes for having a crack. Here comes the corner from the same man. Lescott heads it on! Somehow cleared away. I think Bakker was in the middle of all that. Here's Lescott again. Defender quickly to him. Lescott just tries to drag it over.
I don't know who got that headed in, but it was an absolute tremendous defending.
Hit long by Dembélé. Picked up by Huzaklep. Here's Moen. Huzaklep. First touch was very heavy.
I'm just wondering if he doesn't have a heavy touch on that. Is Yobo there anyway? He seems to have had it covered. He's in a good position. There's the touch, yeah, he would have been there maybe. He's got to give himself a little bit more room just in case.
More UEFA Cup action tomorrow night, of course, here on 5, 7:30. We're on air, building up to the game in Prague, Slavia Prague against Spurs. And we'll have highlights later in the programme of the Bolton Atletico Madrid game. And next week we've got the return leg of this one. Everton against SK BRANN. Here comes the substitute, Dembélé, just trying to make that return leg a little more tricky for Everton with a shot, but never really troubling Tim Howard. There's Fernandes. Carsley has it under control. Lescott. Over the head of Anachebe. Touched back by Bjarnason. Back pass, so the keeper has to scramble it away. Yobo. Neville puts it long towards Yakubu, and Achebe's offside.
I think he didn't think that he was going to get the ball, that's why he strayed into an offside position. But I'm a bit disappointed in the way that BRANN have gone about the game tonight. The pace that they've played at it is as if they feel that they've got no chance of winning it.
Well, Everton's form in Europe has been magnificent this time, hasn't it? 5 straight wins before tonight, going back to the win in Kharkiv, that 3-2 victory on a very dramatic night, and then victories against Larissa and Nuremberg and Zenit St. Petersburg and AZ Alkmaar. If they win again tonight, if they hang on or improve here, a 6th straight win, the first time they've done that in their history in Europe. So another landmark being passed by David Moyes and his players. Here's Sigurdsson being harassed quite strongly by Victor Anachebe, but he does get the throw in. Anachebe doesn't know why.
Doesn't know his own strength sometimes.
Here's Opdal, the goalkeeper. 150th appearance for his club tonight, Hakan Opdal. Lescott. Here's Anachebe. Back to Neville. Everton looking to build again here. Neville. Carsley. And Achebe's got space. He's onside too. This is Osman. Oh dear, that's untidy on Fernandes, and forward comes Huzaklep once again. Certainly does look lively when he's on the ball, doesn't he? Huzaklep. A little gangly, but lively. Clipped back in by Hansfights. Away by Lescott. Here's Bakker. This is Dahl, Bjorn Dahl. Solid. Good challenge back by Yakubu again.
Solly's looking for a foul, and it's a great challenge by Yakubu. But really, Everton having to defend really when they're in good possession of the ball. Fernandes trying to play a crossfield pass, especially where he's come from as well, and gets intercepted. And you don't want to give him any chance at all to try and get back into the game.
Sigurdsson. You cannot see SK BRANN scoring here, can you? Hopefully that doesn't put a curse on things, but you cannot see them scoring a goal. Their threat seems to have gone. Would you agree?
Well, I would. I think the only way they are going to score a goal is if it's a mistake by one of the Everton players, defender, midfield player, whatever.
Here's Dembélé trying to prove that theory wrong, and Tim Howard makes a very good save. Could have been red faces all around there.
Well, the thing is,
not least in the commentary
he's
box.
actually picked up a couple of balls off the two centre backs, and he's dropped deep, picked it up, turned, and had a pop at goal. And that time it's a tremendous strike, just the right height for Tim Howard to make that save. He'd be disappointed if he doesn't get two hands on that, but under pressure from nothing really. Tim Howard reminding his players as well.
Warmed his palms on that. Here comes Petter Vagen Moen with the corner. Hit very long. Oh, Howard with a save. Well, there's a claim, mostly from behind the goal, that it was over the line. Hellstadt, I think, was less convinced, and certainly the referee was not convinced at all that had crossed the line.
Well, that's a let-off because the man's come off the back post and we're not sure where he is, and I think Tim Howard was behind the line and with his feet but not his body.
Here's Huseklepp. I'll just keep my mouth shut in future, I think.
Not bringing you again.
Now then, did this cross the line? I'm pretty sure this will tell us it didn't. No. Close.
Well, Tim Howard's body is. I'm not too sure if the ball is. No. It is close, but I'm sure that Tim Howard's his feet are behind, but not his body.
No, it's not over, is it?
It's very hard to tell. But my guess is it isn't.
Here's Moen.
Well, once again, it's a set piece really that Brann's had the best chances.
Dembélé, referee just shuffling out of the way. Huseklepp. Still going, somehow. Over the head of Yobo. Bakker tries to put it back in there. And eventually Lescott will head it away. Well, from nowhere, suddenly SK BRANN's threat has grown considerably in these last few minutes. Here's Moen again. Here's Dembélé on the right foot. And Jagielka inevitably is in position quickly to charge it down.
Well, the substitutions have actually changed it for Brann.
Huseklepp again. Carsley just in the right place at the right time to calmly bring it away. Not too many blue shirts ahead of him. It's a question of holding things up here.
So disciplined in that role, Carsley. He makes a great pass there, but doesn't carry on his run, knows his job's to sit in front of the two centre-backs. It's not about getting forward, he's got other people in the side that can do that. He's the unsung hero there in midfield for me.
There's Fernandes. Looking for the free kick, referee's not impressed. And away they come again through Solly. Neville back to deny Hellstadt a sniff of an opportunity. Lescott. This is Cahill. Osman. Neville's out there again. Yakubu. This is Neville. It's running the clock down here, you feel, Everton. Quite happy with the 1-0 lead that they have. 5 minutes left to play. Osman. And Achebe lays it back towards Neville. Cahill. Osman. Nice touch. Neville. Cahill. Osman. And back to Neville again. Challenged by Sigurdsson. Here's Neville. Little bobble, but almost gets himself into position to get the crossover. Hans Veits is there instead. The clearance is not good though. It's only as far as Cahill. And Achebe is lingering in the middle, desperate for the ball to come towards him. Yakubu's getting up there too, but the cross is not good from Neville. And SK BRANN can clear again. Here's Osman. Fernandez. Yakubu. Wide to Lescott. Seemed to be toiling a little with his run originally. Well, not good by Solly. And he does get the second bite and does manage to bring it clear, and suddenly there's danger on now. Brought forward with a purpose by Moen. There's space on this right-hand side for Dembélé, whose touch is decent, but Lescott's defending again is absolutely impeccable.
Well, Lescott, Jagielka, both getting back. You say it's something very, very special to beat Jagielka tonight, on top of his game. The problem is that Yakubu's just dropping a little bit too deep at the moment, and midfield players are going past him, and when they do, expecting maybe Yakubu just to hold a little bit. No, he's not got that defensive quality in his game.
Tony Hibbert's going to be coming on shortly, and Michael Thwaite is a substitute for SK BRANN, who we'll be seeing shortly. He's an Australian. Here's Lescott, teasing it in, and Achebe! Everton have won the tie and take a giant step towards the next round. Victor Achebe, super sub again. 2-0 Everton lead.
That goal has been made by the pass. Absolute tremendous by Joleon Lescott. Terrific ball. In across behind the defenders. Great goal, ball as well by Fernandez. What a terrific ball.
Was he offside?
Was he off? Great finish. Terrific ball. And Achebe just to plonk that ball in the back of the net. But it's made by the ball, and the ball is the best part of the move.
Well, a wonderful celebration by Victor Achebe, who's making a real habit of this, isn't he? Scored against Nuremberg and scored against Larissa, as he did against Metalist Kharkiv as well, in Kharkiv. Well, you can see from that he probably is just a stride offside. But Everton won't complain.
Surprising as well, because the linesman can see straight along from that far side, and they usually give it.
Well, Everton are making their change here. Hibbert's coming on. Fernandez is the man he's replaced.
Hibbert's gone to right back, and Neville will go into the right-hand side of midfield. Osman over onto the left-hand side instead of Fernandez.
SK BRANN have made a change as well. Michael Thwaite has come on now. It's Bjorn Dahl, the right back, who's gone off. Here's Denver Nyren. Can't keep hold of it. Everton have a chance to break again here. Yakubu. It's going to be Neville who's going to get up there. Try to find Achebe again, but defenders are back in numbers.
Well, that's a poor ball by Neville.
Flag was up for offside.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a great position once again. He can do better. I'm just wondering, could he have maybe just controlled it and maybe gone for goal himself.
And there's Michael Thwaite who's come on. Australian, 6 Australian caps to his name. He's spent quite a bit of time in Europe, National Bucharest and Wisla Krakow, before he arrived here at BRANN. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played at the end of this. It's going to be another fabulous UEFA night for Everton. Their 6th successive European victory, a new club record. They really are striding through this competition, growing and growing with every game they play.
You must say, though, it's been comfortable for them, other than maybe set pieces, where that BRANN look, you know, quite dangerous from. Well organised, obviously practised on them.
Here's Huzaklep. No way through. Maybe at the second attempt though. Thwaite, the other substitute. She's back with Solly. Swings it over towards Dembélé. Yobo held a very strong position and is able to clear it away. Coming right up after the football, by the way. And the programme next on 5. 50 most shocking moments in comedy. Kevin Ratcliffe's after-dinner speech figures there somewhere. That's a programme well worth watching after you've enjoyed the football here tonight, which might yet finish with a bang as Solly tries to drive one in. That's Thwaite. Back up. Now Solly. Down Gunnar Solly. Who's a clip? Back towards Moen. Solly tries to lay it in. And tried the clever stuff, but it's never going to beat Yobo.
Done well, Yobo, reading it. Say the two centre-backs for Everton, outstanding tonight.
Right by Jagielka. Here's Hibbert.
This result should make the second leg a lot easier. Two goals away from home is more than you can ask for of your team. I think BRANN will find it very difficult to get anything out of the game at Goodison in just over a week's time.
Everton are still one goal behind Carmarthen Town, by the way, who played here in the first qualifying round of the UEFA Cup. Carmarthen Town scored 3 goals here. They did concede 6 though, unfortunately, and they conceded 8 away. Yeah, 14-3. They lost an aggregate, but they did score 3 on this ground. And Everton looking to get 3 as well here as Osman is stopped in his tracks.
Hey, Osman's done well in the second half as well. He's kept hold of the ball well, picked his passes and contributed with a great goal.
The final substitution of the night from Everton's point of view. Yakubu is the man to give way. Big smiles from him for a job well done. He's played ever so well tonight, hasn't he, Yakubu?
He has, he's played his part, he's led the line well, done what strikers need to do, keep hold of the ball, and especially in Europe, allow your defenders and midfield to support.
Leighton Baines. Leighton Baines is the man who comes on. Kanachebe's got the decision here, he has. Over the 3 minutes played already, so the next blast of the whistle could be the last. It is. Job well done by Everton again. Goals finally coming in the second half. Leon Osman with a wonderful strike. And then just before the end, Victor Anachebe getting onto a delightful ball from Julian Lescott for his 4th goal in Europe of this wonderful season. Osman licking in the first. Everton are in control and surely a very close step away from the last 16. It's finished here. SK BRANN 0, Everton 2.
The pitch. Please leave the pitch.
Well, there is a real sense of expectancy around Goodison Park tonight. I think a lot of Everton fans are expecting to be entertained. We've got that platform, haven't we, for a game to really be produced tonight, for Everton to relax and maybe knocking it about a bit.
Well, he's picked a very, very strong side, so all you can see is Everton really going out there and taking the bull by the horns and really going at them tonight and getting a comfortable lead.
OK, let's remind ourselves of the way they're lining up. In fact, the two sides are just about to enter the field. SK BRANN have brought a lot of fans here tonight, by the way. It might be a lost cause, according to their coach. Mons Ivan Mielder has been telling us all week that it would need a miracle for his side to get through. But despite that propaganda, the SK BRANN supporters have travelled in good numbers, maybe more in hope than expectation, but nonetheless they are helping provide us with a wonderful atmosphere inside Goodison tonight. Remind ourselves of the way they line up then. 3 changes for Everton. Julian Lescott shuffling into central defence. Nuno Valente at left back. That means Yobo has dropped out. Steven Pienaar and Mikel Arteta both back. Osman and Fernandes give way. Let's hear from the manager, David Moyes.
3 changes tonight. Can you just run us through the lineup and how you see it operating?
Well, just similar to how we played in Norway. We want to get Steven Pienaar back in. He's not had any games since the African nation. He had an injury. Mikel Arteta's had an injury as well, so we want to get him some football. And at the back, Joseph Yobo's on 2 bookings, and also has got a little bit of a head cold. So we felt there was no point in taking the risk, and we'll just leave him out tonight. So it's fine. Nuno Valente come in, and he's got plenty of European experience.
Well, BRANN make just the one change from last week. Up front, their new signing, Njogo Demba Nuran, makes his full debut. The Gambian replacing Asa Karadas, who's on the bench.
Yeah, and BRANN will be playing very, very similar to what they did last week, 4-4-2. But I feel that if Everton, if they can keep Hellstad and Demba Nuran quiet tonight, then it'll be a good way of getting through to the next round. They make the job a lot easier. It's not going to be easy. They've got to be aware from set pieces where they've shown last week, BRANN. Very, very dangerous, good delivery in. They've got to be nice, big, strong, organised and resilient at Everton tonight.
Around 27,000 inside Goodison. You can see not many gaps left in the house, even though many would consider this is a done deal from Everton's point of view. Has been a sad week though for the Everton Football Club. One of their 1966 Cup final heroes, Brian Harris, has sadly passed away, and in just a few moments Goodison, I'm sure, will rise as one to lend their respects to his memory and to his family as well. You've got some good memories of Brian Harris, haven't you?
Yeah, with the foundation we've got here at the football club, you get to meet a lot of the older lads that played well before we played, and from the 50s and 60s, Brian Harris for me was a legend that played for Everton. Great bloke, always enjoyed his company. It'll be a sad loss for his family and also for Everton Football Club.
Well, David Moyes, no doubt, is grateful of the legacy that was laid, and is now laying a very strong legacy himself for the future of this club. They really have matured, really grown in stature in this UEFA Cup competition this year. 1 or 2 Euro sceptics at the start when they found it so tough against Kharkiv, but since then they have strode very, very confidently through this competition. Well, we understand there is a little bit of a problem with the PA system at the moment, which is why there hasn't been an announcement about the minute's applause. Well, it's not going to happen sadly, but no doubt it will happen at some future occasion. Technical problems with the PA system, we're told. Here's the referee, Nikolai Ivanov, who's from Russia. A couple of encounters with Newcastle United down the years in UEFA Cup competition. This is his first night at Goodison, and SK BRANN looking for their first victory on English soil as well tonight. They have laboured against Queen's Park Rangers back in the mid-70s, and against Liverpool, of course, not far from here, in the Cup Winners' Cup quarter-finals in 96-97. Everton, I'm sure, will be confident that that grim record will continue for their Norwegian visitors tonight. Well, have they set a platform here, Everton, with their victory last week, that 2-0 victory, that can allow them to be uninhibited tonight, to play relaxed, to entertain us in a competition that's been nervous at times, hasn't it? It's had its tense moments. Hopefully tonight it will be one of those relaxed evenings, a carnival if you like, at Goodison.
Well, the thing is, last week against BRANN, it was a comfortable win without really playing too well. There's a couple of players that really weren't at the races, below par for what you expect, but they did win comfortably, and when they got the goal they seemed to just sort of grow with their confidence and seemed to take the game to BRANN even more. But it's important they start right tonight, Dave.
Yeah, you talk about tempo, and you have done over the games, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Everton getting the tempo right early on.
I don't care what you say, in Europe, if you play at the tempo of the Premiership, there's not a lot of teams that can actually live with you. The fitness is completely different.
It's all the way back to Julian Lescott playing in that central defensive position. It's of course not an unaccustomed position for him. We've seen him operate there effectively, or at left back. He really has been a fine performer this year, as has Phil Jagielka, who last week was inch perfect in defence, wasn't he? In snuffing out so many problems that SK BRANN posed on occasions. Valente inside, where Carsley picks up and plays it left to Pienaar, who's upended, but not unfairly according to the referee, and the game goes on. Little flick by Demba Nuren, and chased down here as well by Hellstad. Lescott has it covered, Neville can clear it away, and out of play for a throw. It's going to be a different proposition for SK BRANN tonight as well, isn't it, with Arteta playing on that right hand side. We saw Neville last week getting into so many good positions but unable to deliver at times. With a man of Arteta's skill, that's going to cause them lots of headaches.
Well, I think the crossing last week was very poor from Everton's standard, and I think one of the reasons that Arteta wasn't playing, yeah, you lose that little bit of guile, but tonight he's there and hopefully he can deliver.
Here's Dahl, the right back, can't quite get it over the head of Carsley, and away it comes with Johnson. First bit of pace here shown and connected by Arteta. Yakubu's working hard, as he did all the way through the 90 minutes last week, but he can't quite get on the end of that ball, and it will be a free kick for SK BRANN. Foul on Petter Vagen-Moen. It's a strange old time of year for SK BRANN, because if they do lose tonight, if they go out tonight, they haven't got another competitive match till the end of March, which is when their domestic season finally gets underway. And of course they hadn't played before the Everton game last week since early December, so it's very much betwixt and between. Valente turns, Solly is trying to get on the end of it, but Valente always had it covered and out for the throw. He's disappeared into the crowd as well. Hope he's paid for his seat.
Just a spare one there, just the one.
Well, everything's okay. That could have been a little nastier than it turned out to be. Here comes a throw. Yakubu trying to turn his man, and the spare boot came in from the skipper Bakker, and out of play for a goal kick. Very much in the twilight of his career now, isn't he, Eric Bakker? Enjoyed healthy spells at Leeds United and latterly Aston Villa, of course, in the English Premiership. Seeing out his career with his hometown club.
Pose a problem off set pieces as well. Makes good runs, get the delivery in there, he can hurt you.
Here's Valente, just size through a couple of would-be defenders, but Solly's in to win possession back again. And continues to run here too, but not quick enough, because Pienaar came racing back. Made a good challenge and wins it back for his side.
Well, that typifies Everton. Right the way through the side, you lose the ball, men get behind it, and there's always somebody else to rectify if somebody's made a mistake.
There's Demba Nuren again causing one or two problems. It's flicked away. Oh, Arteta would have felt that. Did well to keep his feet actually under the challenge from Vagen-Moen.
He's lucky to get away with not getting booked there. Dreadful tackle, that's late. I'm afraid that is a booking.
Mikel Arteta rather just back from a groin problem, of course, so he won't want to cause any more problems in this game. Mons Iver Mjelde is the coach of SK BRANN. Just like David Moyes, he's been in charge of his side for nigh on 6 years now. Took them to the Championship for the first time in 44 years last summer. Here's Pienaar. A little flick in finds nobody other than Bjarnason, but his clearance wasn't the best. This is Arteta. Neville's made the run. Arteta's making himself available again. Cahill's in the middle. This is Cahill, good robust challenge from Backup, and all the way back to Lescott, and then Valente. There's Pina. Just shows the strength and depth as well that David Moyes has got these days at the back, that he can leave Yobo out as a precaution. A couple of bookings he's on. It's a searching ball from Lescott, it's not going to find the target. And out by Vargan Moen, and a big chase here from Dembanure, and there's problems for Everton maybe. A challenge from behind, which the referee says was all fair and square. Dembanure made the most of it.
Well, it's very, very close. Did Lee Carsley get a touch on it? I don't think so. If anything, it's hit the back of his hand. Very, very lucky there, Lee Carsley, to get away with that. You know, and if it is a foul, it's definitely a booking.
And the ball is played back to the goalkeeper safely enough in the end. I think it's one of those, had we seen it in the Premier League, it would have been a free kick, wouldn't it?
Well, it looked a definite free kick from where we were. It was only the referee that didn't see it that way. But there's the danger signs. He got a little bit different up front tonight. I certainly think that's a foul. Definitely a foul. Lucky to get away with that. We have seen things in the past where people have got booked for it. You're on a knife edge, next tackle, you could be off.
Well, less charitable referee might even have interpreted that as being the last man, but that's all for speculation and maybe for a little half-time chat as well. As it is, it remains all square, both in terms of personnel and on the scoreboard. So there's Bjarnason looking long. It's very windy here tonight at Goodison, by the way. Not quite gale force, but drafty enough. I think Kev's lost his notes. Rest of the game from memory, eh?
Somewhere at Anfield.
Here's Howard. Solly. And Valente. And the free kick goes Everton's way.
I think BRANN have started off at a much higher pace than last week. They're really closing Everton down and making it very difficult for them.
Well, they've nothing to lose tonight, have they? You know, last week it was very much to protect what they had approach to the game, which disappeared with the goals from Osman and Achebe, but tonight they've nothing to lose.
Absolutely nothing. You just wonder how long they can actually keep it up, though. And going on, they've only played one game since December. That was last week against Everton, so the fitness levels aren't going to be at the peak. But like you say, it's one chance they've got, and that's it. They've got to try and take it.
Early goal required from their point of view. Everton need to keep them quiet, and then they can express themselves. Long ball looking for Hellstad, but met by Jagielka. They would have been sick of the sight of him last week, wouldn't they? Hardly put a foot wrong. Dembanure again tries to turn, but
just a little bit different, is he? Dembanure this week. He's got a little bit of pace, a little bit of know-how. I think the danger signs are already there, that if you can keep him quiet, you give yourself a better chance.
It's hooked away, rather acrobatically by Bjarnason, and Johnson can't bring it under control before Bacca gets back to make the challenge. And here's Hansweitz over the head of Dembanure, and Jagielka with his arms around him, so the free kick goes the way of BRANN. It is a different problem. I mean, they played against Caritas last week, who, with the best will in the world, is a centre-half who's been pushed up in that position, which might be all well and good in the Norwegian domestic league, but up against the defence of, on that occasion, Yobo and Jagielka, it was going to be a bit of a gamble. This man tonight they've got up there, Dembanure, is much more accustomed to playing that front row. There's Carsley. Neville's made the run on the right. Carsley's still available. Arteta waited for it, a little too long because Hansweitz nipped in and puts it out for the throw.
Just a little bit slow with the pass at the moment, Everton. Just not, I say the fluency's not there just quite yet.
Sigurdsson can bring it forward, trying to slide it past, but Cahill's shins got in the way. With a nipping challenge, but it's El Fakiri who wins it instead and plays it out wide, and here comes Dahl trying to take on Pinar, who's desperately trying to get back in position. Valente with a touch. Throw in for SK BRANN.
Good defending by Valente. Big and strong. Keep your eye on the ball.
Here's Bjarnason. Back up. Chucked up towards Helstad, who does well to turn, and just a little palm stinger early for Tim Howard. He would have been embarrassed had he not got behind it.
Oh, it's a little bit too easy at the moment. You can't be giving teams chances, even though you've got that cushion of 2 goals.
Here's Neville. This is Yakubu. Marshalled by Sigurdsson. And it did come last off Yakubu too. He's not convinced. The linesman was. Handled.
Well, I can't see how anybody can actually handle that. Valente going for the ball with a hand in front of his head.
Well, it's bright and it's certainly breezy so far as Lescott heads away from the edge of his own penalty area, helped further afield by Carsley. Big boot from him, and Bakker might just have played this out. He has, so Everton given the unexpected bonus of a throw-in in their opponent's half and the chance to move forward here. That was very untidy. Just a little lack of concentration you feel at the moment from Everton. A lack of intensity somehow.
Well, they've started very sharp, Ron, like I said, and if you don't start sharp yourself, then it's very hard to get into the game. And that's what they've done, Everton. They've not started off as sharp as maybe that I would like to have seen them do, and they're making it hard for themselves at the moment.
Well, you might have a word or two to say about what's happening in this game, or elsewhere tonight. You can of course text us if you so wish. Usual number, usual rules. The text number is 80088. Text the word comments and then your name, where you're from and your views. Pat and John of course in the studio will be discussing those and the action of this game at half time. Here's Lescott. A reminder earlier that Rangers saw their way through with a very creditable 1-1 draw at Panathinaikos. They came from behind and a goal from Nacho Novo seeing them through on away goals, but no such similar fortune for Aberdeen. Out decisively against Bayern Munich. Bayern 5-1 winners, 7-3 on aggregate. So one British team out, one British team through. Everton very much in the driving seat here tonight on aggregate, but maybe not having it all their own way so far. But here's Pienaar trying to dink it into the path of Johnson. Carsley collects and now Arteta. There's a look up, just trying to fire one in. It hits Bakker and it's out for a corner kick. So Everton have the chance to turn the score a little here, and Goodison raises its voice a notch or two.
First bit of pressure for a long time for Everton, especially in the last maybe 10 minutes. A chance there, but the opportunity by Pienaar to play Yakubu chose the wrong option.
We're just holding up play a while here, but now has given Arteta permission to take this corner kick. Everton not overloaded in the box at the moment. There are 5 blue shirts in there. You know how good Lescott can be in this position. He's amongst them. Well, there's a problem with Tim Howard at the moment. I think at the other end he's just having his boots changed or something, which is why we had that little hold up. But anyway, here comes Arteta with a corner kick. It's too close to Ben-Baniurin, who heads away. And all the way back to Arteta. What can he conjure here? Neville's on the outside. It's he who will deliver. Lescott was still lingering. Yakubu. He's looking up and hopefully looking to see himself inside the penalty area. That was the target he wanted, and eventually the ball couldn't work to Johnson, and here comes Ben-Baniurin. who's done ever so well, and suddenly SK BRANN have the chance to bring it forward. Here's Moen, who's going to go from a long way out, and I think Tim Howard could have dealt with that even if he had no boots on.
Very, very ambitious. Barker should be doing better than that. Experience, but this is the ball coming into the box, and you just wonder, is there an arm there? It'd be hard done by if you give a penalty for that.
Well, it hits his arm, but it was down by his side, wasn't it?
It's high up on the arm as well.
Yeah. Here's Demba Nuren, who's been a lively presence in this game so far tonight.
He's certainly been a difference in the BRANN side from the week before.
Opdal just had to hurry because Johnson was dashing towards. Banker wanted to take control, maybe should have left it, maybe over-ambitious. Collected instead by Pienaar towards Johnson. Sigurdsson calmly and carefully plays away, and Bjarnason doesn't get it any further afield because Pienaar was there to head it back towards danger. Yakubu. They're making hard work of clearing it here, SK BRANN. Eventually it's downfield towards Hellstad. This is Moen. Hands fight. Sigurdsson. Good header, strong header by Jagielka. Well, one in midfield again. Here's Johnson. Good scurrying run from him back towards Yakubu, but intercepted by Bjarnason and cleared away.
He's just ignited the crowd as Andrew Johnson. Tremendous closing down, and then very, very determined and positive when he gets the ball.
Solly. Remember, he didn't last the full 90 minutes last week. He went off. Banker. There's Demba Nuren. A little chip for the chase from Hellstad again, but too many blue shirts there. Jagielka always had it well covered, and safety first approach from the centre half, who puts it out for the throw.
Well, just looking at Tim Howard there, and just wondering if Tim Howard's a little bit worried coming off his line. Is he going to slip? Maybe that's what he's a little bit worried about with his boots. He wants to change them.
I don't think he's entirely happy at the moment with the footwear he's got on, and is still looking to change.
What amazes me is
here's a chance for Yakubu to chase here. He's got in behind the defender, but it's offside. That was very close.
Well, that certainly looked level to me. Very, very late with the flag. Very difficult to see from this angle. Looks slightly. Just wonder, does the defender just step back in at the last moment? Very close.
Russian linesmen, what do they know, eh?
I'm just wondering with Tim Howard, he's had, what, a good 35 minutes before the game to decide what footwear to wear, and now he decides that he wants to change them. I mean, that's why you go out to see what footwear you need. Well, maybe they've got a split. And they're very, very light, these boots, and they do rip very, very easily.
This is not a comfortable night for Everton at the moment. Nearly 19 minutes played, and they have not bossed it like they perhaps thought they would have done. SK BRANN are playing here with a lot of character, and they've caused one or two problems, and there might be one here too. Solly, who will take this corner kick. Too low, but it will be another corner. Header away by Carsley.
That's a poor clearance, really. Should be better. Further away from goal. Not another opportunity to whip the ball in.
No one's gone up there to offer himself for the short one, should it be required, but I think it's been sent away by Solly. Again, it's low towards the near post. Carsley with a header away. Johnson trying to get underneath it, just gets a bit of a flick, but picked up by Solly again. Good challenge from Johnson. Here comes Carsley, forward for Yakubu, but Dahl is back to cover, and all the way back to his goalkeeper, who hits it long, and that's all the way through to Tim Howard.
Good closing down by Andrew Johnson once again. Terrific closing down, sets the mark for everybody else.
There's Valente. Back to the Portuguese international again, and there's the young English international, of course, Julian Lescott. Jagielka now. Neville. They're being pressed well by SK BRANN, so it has to go all the way back to Howard, whose clearance just holds up a little in the wind. Headed on by Cahill, met by Bakker. And Van Uren sends it back Everton's way, and Johnson, off the head of Bakker, will go chasing after that, but well, he's given a free kick against him, and he's not sure why, and I have to agree, I'm not sure why either.
I think he just ran into the back of his legs as they were running for the ball, and that was all. I don't think there was any sort of direction towards a player.
Rosenborg and Fiorentina in action again tonight as well. Fiorentina winning from the first leg by 1-0 in Norway, and the winners of that, of course, will be up against the winners of this. At the moment, you would make it favourite Everton against Fiorentina. Everton will be away in the first leg, whoever they play, should they steer their way through here.
Well, that was an important interception there from Jagielka, because if he doesn't get that, I'm sure Hellstad's through.
Pinar stumbled. Well, again, it's just a bit of a baffling decision that it has gone Brann's way. In fact, has he given the free kick? He has. He's given the free kick.
Everton started like this last week. They were a little bit sort of off the mark, and they gradually got themselves into the game. It wasn't a perfect performance. It was a great result, and it's just a bit scrappy at the moment.
It's a poor delivery.
You certainly know that Everton just up it by 5%, then you know they can get chances, they can score goals.
Well, SK Brann haven't scored on English soil. They were beaten 4-0 by Queen's Park Rangers in '77, and of course 3-0 by Liverpool 10-11 years ago in the Cup Winners' Cup. Here's Yakubu, gets a little bit of space here. Arteta on the right hand side. Yakubu, Johnson just ahead of him, and flashed away for a goal kick.
Oh, it's a terrific little play between Arteta and Yakubu, and what a great delivery into the box. Lovely little ball, lovely little turn, early ball in. Just a little bit, maybe too much on it, and it looked a little bit closer than what it thought. Good 2 yards away from Andrew Johnson.
Alan Stubbs, no longer of these parts, of course, after his move to Derby County, but very much an Evertonian after his 2 spells at this club. Here's Carsley. Nice flick from Arteta, and the runs continued as well by him. And Neville will pick him out. Arteta's got the pace to get there ahead of Sigurdsson. Neville's backing him up. It's to Yakubu. There's Pinar. Cahill. Arteta just rocking back on his heels when the ball was delivered.
Not quite sure if it's for Phil Neville or for Arteta, that ball. Was he expecting Arteta to go on the overlap? Was he looking to play to Phil Neville to feet?
Haven't scored on English soil, SK Brann, but they have scored on Welsh soil. They beat Carmarthen Town 8-0 in the first qualifying round of this year's competition.
You just had to get that in, didn't you?
I was going to say, even you've scored a couple of times on Welsh soil, haven't you? They beat them 14-3 on aggregate, 6-3 they beat them back at the Brann Stadium. And here's an opportunity for Hellstad. Solly hammers it across, and it's out of play. It's a good test for Everton here tonight. The manager, Mons Ivermjelde, has done a good job in convincing their home side maybe that they are easy winners here, and maybe they have taken their foot off the pedal a little bit. With the ball back, Hunt spikes, ball to midfield, picks up no one in red. Here's Johnson. This is Cahill. Now Neville. Arteta. Neville again. He's gone on that overlapping run. Little ball in towards Yakubu, whose strength just holds off the defender, and Bakker nips in with an important challenge there.
Oh, I'm just wondering, can he just little touch on the ball to, I think it was Andrew Johnson who'd made the run off him. Lovely little bit of skill from Arteta again.
Another cruncher on Arteta, but he's okay as Carsley plays it through. Johnson can't gather in. And all the way through to Hakan Opdal. That's a huge kick.
I'm sure he's got the wind behind him there. It's quite blustery out there. It's very difficult for players, especially at Goodison, because it does swirl a bit as well.
Well, the response from Howard, again, just underlines the fact that Everton look to be playing mainly into the wind in this first half. As it's launched towards Yakubu, Bjarnason heads it away. Solly. There's Dominieren, but Solly can't complete the move. And now Arteta. Jagielka. Valente. Everton looking to be purposeful and positive again here. Pienaar. Given a run by him. Johnson. It's Yakubu and Arteta in the middle, but neither of them are to be found because Dahl with a challenge puts it up for a throw-in. And it all comes to naught from Everton's point of view. Well, this is Lescott. Carsley. Arteta's wide right and screaming for the ball. Johnson plays it out there. Arteta's first touch, and then the second is a cross.
So it's got to be a perfect cross because there's only one man in the middle, Yakubu. You need to get people in the box if you're going to get crosses in.
Johnson still working hard here. Well, the chances of it being an Everton-Fiorentina game in the next round has just increased because Fiorentina have taken the lead there on the night against Rosenborg, and they lead by 2-0 on aggregate, so it's looking good for the Italians, not looking good for Norwegians tonight. When the draw came out, they rather fancied the idea of SK BRANN against Rosenborg. Real needle match in the final 16, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Strange things have happened though in this competition, haven't they, this season? We've witnessed one or two of them.
They've got a lot to do. They've got to score 3 goals tonight, BRANN, and when you've not scored one on English soil, then that's a tall order to ask for, especially against an Everton side that's been playing very, very well in Europe and in the Premiership this season.
Led by Howard, making his 70th appearance for Everton tonight, Tim Howard. Very close to matching the number of appearances he made for Manchester United, 77 in all for that club, just down the East Lancs Road. There's Dominieren. Solly again providing the overlap. Valente looking to get across, it's Lescott who heads away, but it's another corner kick, and it's a bit more food for thought here for Everton.
Well, they seem to get the ball into the striker's feet a little bit easy, the BRANN. Just getting a bit stretched, Everton, and then that's allowing people to get wide and get crosses in.
It's Morgan Moen who will spot it and just try to lift it over. It's very crowded on the Everton goal line towards where it's delivered, but it goes off the head of Pienaar, and it'll be another corner kick here.
Well, surrounded Tim Howard, something they did over in Bergen, and they did score a goal that was disallowed when they did it.
Eric Bakker put his hand in the face of Tim Howard, didn't he? Just when that goal was disallowed. And he's there again to renew old acquaintances.
There's too many bodies in there for my liking.
Here's Moen. Oh, good take by Howard. They might have surrounded him, but he found a bit of clear air to glide onto that ball.
It's all about keeping your concentration, not getting involved with the opposition's players, and that's what he's done really well there, Tim Howard, taking it very comfortably from a tricky situation.
He might have had footwear problem, but no problems with the hands on that occasion. Neville with a throw. There's Huntsfights. Ball by Jagielka, and Johnson's after it, onside this time. Does Walter keep it in play? Oh no, it's not, it's gone out, just gone out, flanked it up far side.
Well, if he did keep it in and he gets it back, there's no one there really. There's only Andrew Johnson that can actually catch that. A very ambitious ball. not a lot of space over the defence. They are defending quite deep, BRANN, making it hard for Andrew Johnson to make them runs in behind.
There's Lescott. Neville. A little bit of pressure here applied by Hellstadt. And Neville as well to get the throw.
Well, you just wondered if Lescott needed to pass it back to Phil Neville there. Maybe he should have just cleared it himself.
Well, they're gathering momentum here now. The next throw will be a good 30 yards further forward. 15 minutes to the half-time break. It's okay for Everton at the moment, of course. They haven't conceded, that's the main thing, but here they're under pressure again from Hellstadt. And Manurin. Now Dahl. Just tries to curl it in. Not a bad ball either. And Dan Manurin challenging for it. Jagielka and Lescott got it away. That was a handball.
Well, they were asking for handball. I don't know if it had come off Jagielka's hand or arm. It certainly was a shout. Ball comes in to challenge Lescott's arm.
Well, again, if the one at the other end was a penalty, that was definitely not a penalty either, was it?
Knew nothing about it, did he?
Oh, very close to the edge of his penalty area there, Hakan Opdal. Has got away with it. Lescott. Here's Neville. Everton still being harried and hassled with lots of energy from the opponents they're facing here tonight. Again, there has to be a question, isn't there, of fitness, whether they can keep it up for a full 90 minutes, given that they are in this break between seasons. Pinar flicks it on. Yakubu. He still might have an opportunity here. He's played it wide right to Arteta, who lifts it forward. It's Cahill in the middle. Solly's back there to defend. Taken by Valente. Oh, Pinar. But that from Bakker, it's going to be the first yellow card of the night. Eric Bakker, the man who's shown it.
Well, it's not the first challenge that Bakker's put in, and that is late. Very late. I think he's every intention of not going for the ball and going for the man there. Deserves a booking.
Well, if SK BRANN are to make progress tonight, the question of bookings might come into question as to suspensions for the next round. There's only Thorstein Hellstadt, the centre forward, who has the requisite number of yellow cards to put him in any doubt at the moment. Bakker's okay, but that might be academic anyway. That's a good short one. Pinar can't control, and an opportunity wasted maybe.
Well, I'm just wondering, was he expecting it to come to him? There's a lot of pace on it. I'm not quite sure. He was in plenty of space. But, you would have thought that he would be quite comfortable in controlling that, but very poor. And maybe that sums up the first half for Everton. But
snapped it in, but couldn't control it.
it's poor chance. But going back to that handball incident, definitely hits his hand. And you got to ask the question: is it going to go through to Hellstadt? Phil Neville behind him.
I suspect it looks worse in slow motion as well. You know, in real time, there's probably very little that Julian Lescott could do about that in terms of getting out of the way. In slow motion, it looked perhaps a little more deliberate than it was. Vargan Moen will take this free kick. Everton again having to be on their mettle. Howard waited and sliding in by Hellstadt. Well, the referee's not sure what to give and eventually has given the goal kick, and Everton escaped there.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that. Travelled a hell of a long way. Nobody getting there, and Tim Howard's made a great instinctive save. I mean, it's just hit his arm or it's hit his bottom of his leg. Not quite sure. Well, that's a great opportunity. What a great ball in, though.
It's ricocheted again off Thorstein Hellstadt, didn't it? Hence the right decision was given in the end. Here's Valente. Everton are troubled still. Pinar, what a goal might do to the complexion of this game. Cahill, Yakubu! Wonderful! Wonderful strike! Well, now they can relax. Now they can enjoy themselves. Yakubu just ghosts it in. It's terrific stuff.
Ah, great finish. But what a lovely little flick by Tim Cahill. It's a little flick with his right foot. Ball comes in, lays out, there's a little flick. It's a great finish. Absolutely top draw. A flick by Cahill and a great finish by Yakubu. And really, you've got to say that's the first chance Everton have had. It's literally taken them 35 minutes to have that chance, and they've taken it. But it's an exquisite shot from Yakubu, the man in form.
Well, I think I'm right in saying that's his first goal in the UEFA Cup this year. But he has been filling his boots in other competitions, his 13th in all. But an important moment for Everton.
Well, how often does that happen, that you get a chance at one end, you don't take it, and it comes down the other end and you get a goal? Literally must have been 30 seconds to a minute in it.
42 seconds apparently. Solly's ball in, Demba Nuren collects. Hustle and bustle of Everton's defence makes sure that does not develop into anything dangerous, and here we go again maybe, but just beats it. Beats Johnson for pace.
Terrific goal though, I mean, lovely bend, great execution. Oh, a lovely little touch by Tim Cahill. Little flick under the foot, the right foot in behind him. He knew what he was doing, he knew who he was playing it to.
Different game now.
Against the run of play as well.
Real quality stamped all over this.
Lovely ball in, little flick off by Cahill, gets the ball, flicks it back into Yakubu. I want to say again, like you say, you don't get tired of seeing them finishes.
They have scored some good goals in this competition, haven't they?
Well, Leon Osman in the first leg here, BRANN, sorry. Terrific strike from the edge of the box.
Yeah. Both Osman goals, you remember the team goal he scored as well earlier in the competition.
Nuremberg, was it?
Yeah, Larissa here, wasn't it? Larissa here. And Goodison has played its part too, and is playing its part again now as some Everton's fans lift their voices. Here's Neville. Here's Arteta. Neville. Yakubu again. Lays it off this time for Johnson to chase. Pinar leaves it for Johnson. Cahill trying to bustle into position. Yakubu leaves it for Carsley. Well, maybe he wishes he hadn't.
I was thinking he's trying to bend the ball, just like Yakubu, but for a lot further out. He's leaning back. I think Yakubu got in the way a little bit, and a little bit of a boo-boo.
Well, we talk about Everton's support in this competition, but I tell you what, you have to take your woolly hats off to the SK BRANN supporters. 2,000 of them here tonight. It's not even in their season at the moment, and they're coming here knowing in all likelihood their team would be beaten.
I feel they're a lot louder tonight than they were when they were at home. I was quite surprised at the atmosphere when we were in Bergen. Considering they've not had the game for a couple of months.
Here's Demba Nuren. Tries to play it on for Hellstad to chase. I suppose the Norwegian optimist will tell you it's still the same scenario for SK BRANN. They still have to score 3 goals to go through tonight. But he doesn't look much of an optimist, does he? One's Ivar Mjelde.
I think you've got to remember that Everton are learning as they're going on in this European competition. The further they get, the more they learn.
Looking for a 7th successive win in Europe as well, which would extend their own record. Here's El Fakiri. Solly plays it in, much too close to Howard. Always likely to take that, the very experienced and very sound Everton goalkeeper. Arteta looking for a pathway between the two. Bakker just nipped it away from him, and maybe Moen can start something. Here's El Fakiri again. Solly has come more central now. Here's Dar. Wasted. And Everton can pick up the pieces here and launch something themselves maybe. Yakubu. Here's Arteta. Everton missed his trickery in the first leg, didn't they? This is Cahill. Johnson tries to ride the challenge. will get it at the second attempt here. Valente. Decent ball in, but well away by Bjarnason. All too easy for Arteta, and now Johnson can dart onto this. Just helps it past Hans Feig. We'll have a go! Oh, what a goal! What a stunner! Pick that one out. Andy Johnson. Everton are cruising now.
Well, if any man deserves it for the work rate that he's put in for the first half, it's Andrew Johnson. And he makes a great run. He's just, he comes across a man, does well, strikes it. Bit of a strike like Steven Gerrard, that type of area that he's hit the ball from. You've got to question the keeper. It's gone across his body. But he's hit it across him, just goes the other side of the player. It's a great strike, and he deserves that. He's been absolutely fantastic in the first half.
Remember, Andy Johnson is echoing around Goodison now, as well it might. 2 goals in 6 minutes for Everton. Any nerves that were developing are settled now. Sit back and enjoy. Everton can really produce a football festival from here on in. Job done. It's all about entertainment now.
I think it's not to get sloppy, not to pick up bookings, and certainly don't pick up injuries.
And if David Moyes could have written the game script, leading 2-0 at half-time would have been exactly it, wouldn't it? They've got a game against Manchester City coming up on Monday, so a little bit of time to rest and recover after this, but now in the second half he can think about bringing on 1 or 2 of those younger players, of course.
I think he can think about it a lot earlier than maybe what he might have done, and maybe even only give some of them 45 minutes. I think maybe Arteta will only play 45 minutes now. Rest that groin a little bit more. I know the game's not till Monday against Manchester City.
There's Carsley.
Maybe a chance for Baines as well to have a run out at left-back area, which...
And Achebe and Vaughan will be itching to get on too.
Well, you'd like to think that they would like to add to their European tally. And both strikers are on the goal sheet tonight. Some of them maybe the other 2 can do as well.
For all that twitching on the bench from certain players who want to get on, he can only make 3 substitutions, of course, so he is limited. Peter Vargan-Moen might be sizing this one up, you know. Just having a word with Bakker, who might be trying to dissuade him, but 35 yards, this will bring the house down. Now it's poised, here comes Moen, who hits it very well, and in the end Tim Howard had it all on just to turn it over the crossbar. Not a bad effort.
Well, if anything, it's just too straight. You're thinking it either side of Tim Howard. I'm just wondering it would have gone over. It's rising all the time.
Not taking any chances, the Everton keeper.
Still a good strike. It's a good way out. Very ambitious though.
Both sides relaxed now, aren't they? As Moen will take this corner kick. El Fakiri. Moen, little dink in, but Howard's in position. We're going to have a minute of stoppage time to be added at the end of this opening 45 minutes, which has maybe gone the way you might have predicted. SK BRANN playing without inhibitions and causing Everton 1 or 2 problems, but in the end class will out, and 2 very, very good Everton goals has put them in prime position.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. 2 class goals.
Might be time for a third here. Free kick, which is going to be taken by Arteta. Early delivery. A stretch by Sigurdsson to clear away. And BRANN looking to break with some effect, but all comes to nothing. Stoppage time being played now. There's Pienaar. Carsley. Jagielka. Llorente. Fakiri, just hitting a hope by him. Neville picks up very, very easily. Jagielka, how ambitious is he going to be? Just lays it short for Cahill. Dying seconds of this opening half. In stoppage time, at the end of stoppage time, and the Russian referee decides he's seen enough. It was tough for about 35 minutes, but then two goodies at Goodison, first from Yakubu and then Andy Johnson has put Everton in the box seat again. They lead SK BRANN at half-time by 2-0. Well, Kev was hoping that at half-time Jagielka was going off, weren't you?
That certainly was.
Caused you some problems. Here we go, second half underway. Let's hope that the champagne cork came out with those 2 goals from Yakubu and Andy Johnson. Settle back, what do you reckon? Hibbert at right back, Neville in the centre of midfield. That looks how it's...
Yeah, with Fernandes. Obviously, I think Phil Neville will be sitting in there doing the Lee Carsley job, just holding in between the two centre-backs. And Fernandes will give him that little bit more of a freedom to get forward when he can. Confirmation there of the changes that David Moyes has decided to make at half-time. Everton sitting pretty here, 2-0 on the night. They lead by 4-0 on aggregate. It's a question now of how much can they entertain us, how many more can they get. Johnson's onside, flag stayed down, in behind two defenders, Andy Johnson hits the post. Oh, it's a great run. No, it's a perfect ball as well from Phil Neville, does extremely well. It's well found by Pienaar as well for Phil Neville. Slides the ball through, you just wondered is he offside, but I think he's dead level. Definitely onside. He's under pressure. Lovely little bit of play, lovely ball by Phil Neville. Just beats the offside trap. I'm just wondering if he's been put under a little bit of pressure, that's what puts him off. But you're just thinking, if he puts that's over and done with, you definitely do relax. It's not his lucky end, that is it, this year in the UEFA Cup. He had those 3 penalty misses, retakes, call them what you will, in the game against Kharkiv, when he was still looking for his first goal of the season, of course, at that stage. But there's problems here for Demba Nuren, who went down pretty quickly. Well, this doesn't look too clever, this, because there just didn't seem anything in it. And they're the worst that you do pick up sometimes, when you think there's nothing in it. Well, he looks in a very bad way here, doesn't he? And it's just a twist. Oh dear. No contact, just a twist. Maybe a stud that's stuck, and he's got problems here for the moment. Well, he's pointing towards his Achilles. Very sore area of your body if you do pull something down there. Well, they signed him with an ankle problem. He signed just a couple of weeks before his debut against Everton last week when he came on, but he did come to SK BRANN with ankle problems. I just wonder if it's the same ankle and whether it's not quite cleared up yet, and maybe he's aggravated something, which will be troubling his coach, of course, Monziva Mielda, on the eve of their domestic season. Here's Fernandes. Everton no such concerns just at the moment. Johnson takes it on now. Pienaar cuts in. Fernandes. A delivery out to Hibbert. New face on this right-hand side, of course, having arrived at half-time and unable to keep the ball in play. And out for a throw for SK BRANN. Wasn't the best of touches to start the match, was it? It's quite difficult to get hold of as well. A bit windy out there. There's Lescott. Fernandes through to Johnson. Left to Pienaar. Everton looking to prosper again here. It's Fernandes once more. Arteta. Hibbert up and providing the width. A little ironic cheer as he takes the ball under control. This is Neville forward to Arteta again. Johnson with a dummy. Yakubu's offside. That was unlucky. Well, I'm not quite sure when the ball was played. Was he offside? I don't think Andrew Johnson touched it. That ball goes into him. It's very close. I mean, Johnson lets it go. If he touches it, yes, I think he's definitely offside, but if he hasn't touched it, it's very close.
And he's back on again, Den Van Euren, so he should be okay.
I don't think he wants to be on.
There's Moen. Sochi ball to Hellstad with the header and couldn't direct it on goal, but he knows that was a real opportunity, difficult as it was.
Well, I think that's a great opportunity. I think he gets too much on the header. I mean, it's a lovely, delightful ball, just too much on the head. What he needs to do is maybe just direct it. I feel a little bit of movement in this stand at the moment, Dave.
those SK BRANN fans jumping up and down are making the whole stand shake, including the rather precarious gantry that we're sitting on at the moment. And that, coupled with a breeze, doesn't make life too comfortable. Here's Hensveit. Hellstad back to Den Van Euren, and picked up by Bakano, who lifts it forward, the claim for the offside, but he wasn't. And Jagielka has to put it out of play for a throw-in.
Once again, good defending.
It's a corner, in fact. Not too many red shirts in there at the moment, but one or two hovering on the edge of the penalty box, including Sigurdsson, the big central defender. Across into the wind, easy for Howard to punch away. That was a good punch too, really solidly away. Moen, Solly rather, on the right foot. Here's Arteta. This is Moen. Logan Moen, little tuck back inside, collected by Bjarnason. Here's Hensveit, the left back, pushing forward. Left to Solly. Solly with a ball in. Jagielka with a touch. It almost went through for Den Van Euren. Everton clear it away, and with some effect too. Here comes Yakubu. He's got support from Pinar, who's made the run. There's a more ambitious ball looking for Johnson, and Sigurdsson was able to clean things up.
I think it was a bad choice of pass, that's all.
Fernandez. Johnson. Yakubu on the inside. Not quite the angle for him. Hensveit.
I don't think he thinks that Andrew Johnson's going to get a touch on it. He's going to get nowhere near it. He does extremely well to get that ball across the box. It's a great ball. Just can't get there, Yakubu.
Lescott has got up there here for this corner kick from Arteta. Out by Den Van Euren. This is Neville. Arteta. Lescott. They want him to shoot. He will oblige. When you're leading 4-0 on aggregate, you're forgiven such moments.
Well, that's a centre-half shot, if I've ever seen one. He's being egged on by the crowd, and I think he's been sucked into that one. I know he scored a few goals this year and last year, but I don't think he scored any from outside the box.
By the way, the Rosenborg-Fiorentina scoreline was given out over the PA system at Goodison at half-time. The fact that Fiorentina were winning 2-0 on aggregate brought about quite a cheer from the Everton fans. I think they fancy a few days in Italy. There's no doubts that Everton are going through. Den Van Euren. Sigurdsson lifts it high. Jagielka's header is cushioned, but it will be picked up by Moen on this near side. SK BRANN players are racing to get in there. Howard dashes quickly off his line. Fiorentina, the very probable next opponents for Everton, and Italian football is the flavour here on 5 on Saturday. 10 o'clock with the highlights. Here comes Yakubu. Nice touch on the inside. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. It's the strike of a proven goal scorer who is flooding with confidence. That was a wonderful goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, very unselfish by Andrew Johnson as well. What a great run he's made. He's taken two defenders with him, which allows the space for Yakubu. And if you look in the build-up, I think it's Pinar with the ball. He's waiting for him. There's Johnson taking runners away.
Yakubu gets plenty of time. He does well here to bring the ball back, and a great finish back across his body into the inside, giving the goalkeeper no chance at all. Great finish by a quality finisher. Great little turn, but what an unselfish run by Andrew Johnson.
The Yakubu turn. 3-0 Everton lead, 5-0 on aggregate. Yakubu now 2 goals, and there's plenty more to come surely. There's Moen. Arteta clumsy with a challenge. Peter Vargan-Moen is standing over this. We know that he can hit them. His first half strike was venomous and on target, but too close to Howard to make a difference to the scoreline. Maybe the angle is just a little too acute for him to try something similar here. Certainly on the left foot, but the right-footed Solly might try curling one in. They're queuing up on the edge of the penalty area as well. Here comes Solly. Hibbert with a header away. Moen. And again it's Neville this time. Solly, they'll try once more, and Howard is an easy taker of a simple ball.
Yeah, very well organised Everton from the set pieces, because I feel that's the best chance, Brown, of getting a goal from a set piece. I'm just a little bit concerned about Tim Howard's footwear once again. He slipped there the time before. He'd come out for a ball and he just lost his foot. He slipped again.
Johnson chasing that goalkeeper again. He's full of it tonight, isn't he, Andy Johnson? He really is. It is his normal persona, of course.
Well, that's what you get off Andrew Johnson. You actually get the work rate, and he makes a lot of things happen. And it happens for other people as well.
Neville, Arteta never going to get on the end of that. Score is the chant around Goodison at the moment. The Everton players, when he went missing after the African Cup of Nations, had a song of find the yak and he will score, didn't they?
I think what I've heard is that they've actually dealt with it themselves, the players as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's got a good response from the player.
Which again, as you mentioned before, is testimony to the team spirit that David Moyes is building here at Everton, isn't it? Good sliding challenge from Hibbert.
It was a good challenge, well timed.
We're going to see Eric Bouzaklepp coming on in a short while. You might remember him as the gangly right winger.
I actually thought he might have started tonight. Thought he showed glimpses that he could go past people.
Oh, this is good play by Moen in position. Good ball across. Lescott was big behind it to head it away, and Hibbert can just find huge safety. Yakubu flags up, handball against Yakubu, I think.
Oh, he seems to have a little bit of doubt there. I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think so. Very unlucky.
Again, another night, another scoreline, maybe a little more contentious than it will be. Here's Hibbert. Arteta's done well to keep it in play. They're still showing plenty of spirit here, aren't they, SK Brown, despite the...
Well, surely that was handball. If Yakubu's handled it, then surely that one by Backers. Well, he seemed to get a good hand on that.
Already given the free kick SK Brown's way. But they are playing with character here tonight, aren't they, despite losing 5-0 on aggregate.
Yeah, they've made it as difficult as they can for Everton by far. Been easy for Everton, took them 35 minutes to break the deadlock, but really it was the first chance Everton had. All credit to BRANN, they've come out and made it very difficult for Everton, but it's been made easier by the goals, and Everton have just gained more than confidence with him.
Well, here comes another from Petter Vagen-Moen, who's lining this up like an old-fashioned rugby goal kicker. One or two little shuffles and up he steps and hits it hard, right through everyone as it happens. It tickled the tips of the grass, and Tim Howard can't believe that he's let that one go in. It's not exactly game on again, but it's a bit of pride restored for SK BRANN, and a little bit of embarrassment for the goalkeeper.
Well, fair dues to the lad, he's hit it straight at the keeper again. I think that maybe Tim Howard's expecting a player to get a foot on that. Jagielka there, can he get a foot on it to clear it? But then it's taken a little bit of a bounce, not bounced once, twice, hits that 6-yard line, bounces up. Still think the keeper's got to do better. But he does expect maybe the player there to clear it, the defender. Disappointing, really. Well, I think BRANN have deserved that on reflection to score tonight.
BRANN have made their substitution as well. Eric Huzaklep has come on. Hassan El Fakiri has gone off, just as same substitution as the first leg. There he is, Huzaklep. Arteta. And they clear it away. There's Arteta again. Nice skills by him, and it's going to be a goal kick in the end. Not too many problems with the pitch there for Arteta, but David Moyes has complained in the programme tonight about the state of this Goodison pitch. He's not too happy with the pitch, and I'm sure Tim Howard will have one or two complaints as well with this bobble.
Yeah, it just seems to hit the line, the 6-yard line, and bounce up a little bit. I don't think it's bounced up too extraordinary, but certainly enough to hamper Tim Howard. Yeah. Well, I still think he's expecting Jagielka there to get a foot on it and clear it. And he's left it at the last minute.
Sigurdsson all the way back to his goalkeeper. Reminder of those Italian highlights that are coming up on Saturday, and then on Sunday Everton fans get the chance to see a likely opposition in the next round of the FA Cup. Roma against Fiorentina, 1:45. That starts here on 5 on Sunday afternoon, live as well, that game.
Oh, it's great closing down by Everton, well played by BRANN.
Huzaklep already making his influence felt. Here's Hansfight on the left hand side. Moen. Bakker tucks it inside Fernandes and takes it past Neville and delivers towards the near post, but Howard well behind it.
He's got it well covered. Could possibly be going out as well. You can't take any chances. I think he might have just hit the post.
Johnson's chasing this again. Substitution. Cavadas looks as though he might be coming on. Just wonder whether he might replace Demba-Muren, whether he's not fully recovered from that earlier ankle injury. Here's Solly. Bakker. Demba-Muren.
There's certainly one struggling for fitness, Demba-Muren. A little bit lethargic in this second half. I know he's picked up a little bit of a knock.
Bakker looks wide and sees one or two options out there, including Petter Vagen-Moen, who instantly delivers it back middle again. That's fight. Moen. Hibbert's tackle. To keep this game alive, don't they, SK BRANN? They're keeping it as pacey as they possibly can with a quickly taken throw in, and then nice for Everton that the free kick goes their way. Caradas is ready. Information we're getting, actually, it could be Bjarnason, the central defender, who goes off. Caradas is naturally a central defender, so it'll be interesting to see whether they just swap like for like, or whether Caradas plays a much more forward role, which is something he has been doing for SK Brann over the last season or so. That was a high boot by Bakker. He has been booked once.
And he knows what he's doing as well. He certainly knows what he's doing there.
Well, the change is going to take place.
Brann skal gjøre et spillerbytte. Ute må spille en spiller nummer 18.
Goes Bjarnason. That's landing international. Azar Caradas takes his place. Now, does he take his place exactly in the centre of defence? That's where he's jogging at the moment. It's as though it is going to be like for like here. Slip by Arteta. Again, having a little argument about the state of the pitch. Nothing wrong with the pitch. It was just a poor pass. Tigerish challenge by Johnson again.
He's just in and around your feet every single minute of the game, isn't he?
Johnson. Arteta. Yakubu. Just a little too much weight for Johnson to turn that into something a little more special than it was.
Yeah, Sigurdsson had done really well. He'd actually blocked Johnson making the run, so he checked back off for it. He just seemed to have stepped up a little bit of Brann. You know, the tempo in play. I'm very impressed really with the fitness that they're showing, considering they not played too many games.
Landslide hits it forward. It's Hellstad who tries to collect. And then goes down a little theatrically. It was a free kick, but a little of the challenge there did Hellstad. But it's again given a good position here. I wonder if Vargan Moen is going to fancy this again.
Well, is it two before this? Both on target.
There's a yellow card here for Fernandes.
I'm just wondering that Fernandes, did he throw the ball away? Did he throw it to Bakker and Bakker turned his back? The ball went away from him. And did the referee deem it to think that he was throwing it away? I think he's a little bit unlucky there.
Well, he threw it towards Bakker, didn't he? He did keep chipping at the referee though, and I think maybe that played a part too.
Well, you've got to fancy him to hit the target again, Moen.
Well, Tim Howard, if he wasn't concentrating before, and I'm sure he was, but he certainly will be now. It's Vargan Moen again. Similar distance, similar shot. Certainly to the one from the first half, but just rising a little too much in the end.
Well, the one thing is, you've just got to make sure you hit the target. He's just leaning back a little bit here. This is why it goes over the bar. Well, he struck it really, really well. He's a very confident lad. Ambitious.
You can see how heavy that pitch is, just in and around the area that Tim Howard is defending.
You're just wondering with Tim Howard, when he slipped before, is it different ground there than it is just outside that patch, which is causing him to slip and have a little bit of problems. I think it's the same in the other goal mouth as well, having a little bit of problems with his footwear.
Difficult time of year for groundsmen as well, isn't it? The grass simply doesn't grow, so repairs are difficult. Here's Dahl with a clearance. This is Neville in his central midfield role. Arteta much more central in his second half too. Yakubu maybe trying to be a little too fancy.
A little bit more patience there, and Everton can get a chance.
This is Lescott. Fernandes. Hibbert. Fernandes again just untidy, and here comes Hellstad. Jagielka's trying to get back, and Hellstad did well to get the shot in, but closed down by Howard and into the side netting.
Well, that's a let-off. That's a let-off. It's poor play by Fernandes, giving the ball away in a vital area. And Hellstad really, he's got to hit the target. He does well. I think he just loses it a little bit. Jagielka's getting back, putting under pressure. I'm just wondering if Tim Howard's got a little touch to that. But he's got to hit the target.
UEFA Cup nights are getting progressively easier for Everton the deeper into the competition they go. We keep harking back to that first knockout tie, qualifying round. How tense and nervous those two occasions were against Kharkiv.
Well, that's certainly the hardest game they've had, by far. But I think the thing is that they're getting to the area of the competition now where they're going to be playing up against a lot better teams, and they won't be able to give them teams any opportunities in the match at all.
Here's Valente, forward to Johnson now. This is what we want to see from Everton, a bit more progressive movement. And every time these two have it, Yakubu and Johnson, there's danger. This is Pinar. Arteta! It took a deflection, and it's in. And the goalkeeper simply couldn't do anything about that. The deflection undoubtedly turned it into a goal, but Arteta nonetheless will claim that as his own. It's 5-1 Everton.
Well, it's a great strike. It's going the opposite direction. Keeper's wrong foot, he's got no chance. Good play by Johnson once again. For me, he's the man of the match. He starts to move with a reverse pass to Yakubu. He lays it to Pinar. Pinar to Arteta, who has the shot.
Getting a little ahead of myself. Still only 4, of course. 6-1 on aggregate. 4-1 on the
spelar bytta. Utgår nummer 10, Hugo Damba.
Decisive is the underlying theme to this UEFA Cup tie from the Everton perspective. There's a familiar face. One or two Scottish football fans might remember him. Robbie Winters has just come on, and he's replaced Njogo Demba-Nuren. Former Dundee United, Aberdeen, had a spell at Luton as well. He's been with SK BRANN for 6 years now. One Scottish cap as well, Robbie Winters. 8 years ago against Germany. Here's Hibberts. Oh dear. Cheers turn to jeers. And now there's a little bit of worry for the Everton defence, not for long. This is Yakubu. He's going off shortly. Arteta takes it on. And takes it too far, but I think the challenge from behind was the last touch, so it will be an Everton throw. Here's Arteta again now. And again they're opening up this defence. Yakubu's in the middle looking for the hat-trick. It is a hat-trick. Yakubu with 3. Just before he gets the hook as well. Timely score, and it's a historic moment as well. Only the 3rd ever Everton player to score a hat-trick in Europe. Andy Gray and Alan Ball, the legends that have preceded him, and right on cue he scores his 3rd before he gives way to Anichebe.
Well, you've got to say that's the easiest of the 3 goals. Good play by Arteta. Reverse pass to Pinar, hits it across the goal. Lucky deflection, drops to Yakubu, who's only got to pass it into the net, really. Pick his place. Impossible to miss. Great ball by Arteta, though. And what a great reception. You know, he's going to take all the plaudits, really, for the goals that he scored tonight. Well, I'll keep harping back onto Andrew Johnson. He's been excellent tonight. You can't take anything away from Yakubu, though. You've still got to score the goals.
Anichebe will be relieved he's on now as well, by the way, because his 4 goals in Europe made him top scorer this season so far, and Yakubu was in danger of catching him up. Well, it's 5-1 now.
You were right in the first place.
Yeah. Just a couple of minutes too early, that's all. And she knows where all the problems are. How can you defend like that, she's saying, and expect to win a game?
She's had some of our cheap beer by the looks of it as well.
We'll be texting home. Only £2 a pint in Merseyside. Here's Arteta. Johnson just behind him. Who's a clip? Johnson's sprinting away again. Carreras is being hauled from behind. Everton fans close to him are not sure that was the right decision by the referee.
Never stops, so does he? And the minute the whistle goes to the start of the match, right the way through, he's been non-stop.
Kibu takes a well-earned rest. Haven't scored in Europe before tonight, but a hat-trick has really got him up and running. He'll be looking forward to Fiorentina, if indeed that is who Everton do play in the next round. 2-0 they lead on the night, Fiorentina, against Rosenborg. So that's 3-0 on aggregate. So it would seem that both Everton and Fiorentina are on a course to meet each other in the final 16.
Well, the one thing that everybody in Europe will be looking at is the scoreline that Everton have got tonight. You know, and they are taking Europe by storm.
Here's a clip. The support on the inside from Winters. A challenge from Pienaar. Still BRANN are coming at them. Solly plays it forward for Huseklepp to chase, but even with those gangly legs he's never going to get there.
Just getting a little bit tired now, BRANN. Obviously so. And it's telling with the passing, the concentration levels. And obviously when you're 5-1 down, very, very difficult.
Bit noisy. Maybe she's recorded the match and doesn't want to know the score, so she can watch it live when she gets home. This is Neville. Jagielka.
Good little trick.
Jagielka again. Here's Lescott. Easy pace for Everton now, leading on the night as they do by those 5 goals to 1 and looking for more, always looking for more. Jamie was sniffing in the middle, but not quite reached.
Oh, it's a great run by Valente that's got that far forward. Made the run inside the full-back. Great ball by Pienaar.
Here's Bakker. And fights. Marvin Moen. Here's Winters. Knocked away by Fernandes for the corner kick. Down into potential danger, but carried away by Imachebe. We know how big and strong he is. But the throw-in goes the other way.
A little bit fortunate again. There's a man at the back stick who gets a header in. I think it hits the back of Anachibi's head and falls to him.
Here's Bakker. BRANN have got another free kick. Robbie Winters going down perhaps a little easily, but he does get that free kick. And Moen, you can see at the bottom of your picture there, striding across rather purposefully.
There's only one man going to hit it.
Huseklepp giving the impression that he might fancy this, but there's no doubt that Petter Moen, who's had 3 good hits from similar distance, 1 which bobbled in, 2 which sailed over, one of the keeper's hands, is going to have another go here. Huseklepp runs over. Moen's strike this time hits the wall. Here's Solly. Back towards Dar. Now Winters. Fernandez almost winning it back for his side. Winters battling hard, and battling a little too hard for the referee's liking. Everton can breathe a little sigh of relief with a relieving free kick.
Yeah, good harassment from Everton. You know, not just one player, but 2 or 3 at Winters' feet.
It's a huge clearance by Howard again, which suggests the wind's getting up once more. Neville with a header. Here's Arteta. Is there something brewing here again from the boys in blue? No. Well, yes, there will potentially still be, because it has been given a free kick Everton's way. Arteta wants to get on with it quickly and does so, and delivers it out to Valente, who's got lots of space on that left-hand side. It's his cross. Oh, the defender hands fights. He's a little carefree.
I didn't think it was a bad ball into the box by Valente. Just nobody attacking the back stick area.
Johnson tries to lay it off. Too close to Sigurdsson. Winters. Mustat. Outnumbered, outjumped. And this is Neville. Here's Arteta. Fernandez. To Valente. The Ole's just beginning to sound around the ground. We'll be having Mexican waves next. Here's Neville. And every pass is cheered. Arteta. Valente picks it up off solid. Pienaar lays it out. Arteta plays it back to Pienaar on the right foot. Oh! Wonderful strike. Not quite the right range.
Well, patient build-up, lovely little bit of play, and then the opportunity to strike, and really too high to bother the keeper. Lovely play to start with, showboating a little bit Everton, plenty of confidence, and why not when you're 5-1 up?
Azawad joining the action late here on 5, the story of the game. Yakubu with a hat-trick. 2-0 Everton led at half-time, and they've really done the job in the second half as well. He's the man of the moments. It was a wonderful hat-trick too. Great clinical strike for the first. A wonderful touch and turn for the second. And then right man, right place to make it 3 on the night for him. David Moyes must be glowing on the inside, knowing what a good job his side have done in these 2 legs.
It's been patient, hasn't it? I mean, struggled for 35 minutes before they scored the goal, really, I felt, but never looked in too much danger. Always felt as if they could step up a gear and, you know, get a goal, and not just get a goal, maybe get a goal or 2. And it helps when you've got 2 strikers who are in form at the moment.
Andy Johnson again there making a real nuisance of himself. You know, your side's leading 5-1. You've every right to just sit back and relax a little bit.
But that's his game. That's the main part of his game, Dave. That you know, he does make a nuisance of himself, and he never gives up. And if you can cap that off with goals, even better still.
There's Wagenmuller.
But I think Johnson is actually embarrassed Yakubu into doing the same as he does. That, you know, the work rate that he puts in. That he actually embarrasses people who play alongside him if you don't do it as well, because you stand out like a sore thumb. And it's certainly Yakubu, when he first come to Everton, that he wasn't working hard. He expecting things to just happen, and Dave Moyes' sides don't do that. They do work hard, they work as a team, and I think Yakubu's taken that on board. It's all credit to him. And he's benefiting from it as well, which is great to see.
Yeah, there were quite a few, weren't there, who questioned the wisdom of paying $11.5 million for him with his early season form, but worth every penny now.
Well, if you have a look at it, he's been, what, second in the Premiership of scorers. other than Thierry Henry. It was Yakubu who was following him up. So, stats tell you he's going to get goals. You just want that little bit of extra from him, and I think Dave Moyes is getting that out of him.
Here's Pinar looking on for Anachebe, who just holds off the challenge of Caladas. Down to the byline, Johnson's in the middle, it's played behind him. Not the best of touches, Arteta slides in, Pinar, off the post. So they've scored 5 tonight and they've hit the post twice as well.
It could easily have been 7, it definitely could have been. Great work by Anachebe, good interception there by Arteta. Picks his spot, just hits the post. Great opportunity though.
We are coming into Anachebe time now, aren't we?
Yeah. I just felt the 2 centre-backs for Everton as well have really dealt with BRANN, especially Halstad, who's supposed to be a little bit of a threat, and I've not really seen too much about him. He's had a header that's gone well wide, and the chance that he did get, should have done better, maybe should have scored, doesn't even hit the target. I've been overall a little bit disappointed, expecting a little bit more from him.
Chebe has scored 4 goals in this competition this year, and none of them have come earlier than the 85th minute. 3 of them in the 88th minute. This is the time when he does prosper, when defences are tiring, especially his big frame comes on and causes them problems. But it's at the back Everton are having to concentrate at the moment. Easy take by Howard. Just under 33,000 inside the ground here tonight, which is a really good effort, isn't it? You look at some of the other clubs in cup competitions who struggle to get big crowds.
I think they've done a special offer as well, which is nice to see.
Here is Anachebe. Nice control again by him, and the shot which has the goalkeeper temporarily floundering, but recovers at the second attempt.
That's good play by Anachebe. Ball into him, deals with it, takes it away. It's a strike at goal, which is nice to see. He's another one who's got confidence, he's full of form. Fortunately he's got Yakubu and Johnson in front of him.
Here's Solly, making good distance and good ground. Winters, he'd love to score on a return to British football. Solly again now, good ball across, Moen, he's at the post. He had the whole goal to aim for, and somehow he hit the post.
Well, I just wonder, it's a lovely ball. I think it's Winters who plays the ball. Great ball into the box, hits a target. Fortunately for Everton, it's a post. But they've been a threat at times. It's not been all plain sailing for Everton. That BRANN have had their fair share of chances, and could easily have scored a couple of goals themselves. So there's a few things to maybe brush up on for Everton, because if you're playing against Fiorentina and that happens, then you can bet your bottom dollar that Fiorentina are going to score goals.
Goodison's a contented place at the moment, isn't it? Everybody's very happy with what they've seen tonight. Everton fans expected their side to deliver goals this evening, and they've done just that, and some very good goals in amongst them too. Here's Winters, the back heel to nobody apart from Arteta. Fernandes with a little touch and turn. He has been a little untidy at times, Fernandes. This is Jagielka. Lescott hits it long, and Achebe was offside. The referee says play on as it went through to the goalkeeper. This is Ivan Moen, now back up. Winters. Johnson. Working up to something again here. And Achebe on the left foot. Not a bad strike to get away from that position.
Well, he's certainly disappointed with himself. He feels he's had 2 good chances now to do better than what he has, but all you can say is hit the target, made the keeper work. It's a good touch once again, out of his feet, and he knows what he wants to do with it. He knows where the goal is.
Here's Winters, Sliding it through again for Hellstad, but Jagielka's there to pick it up and just ease it away.
Well, it's just one way they're not going to get through. Jagielka there. He knows he's got the better of him. Halstead with the pace.
89 minutes gone, you got his name right. Well done.
Did I?
Yeah.
I've been working on it. I forgot to tell you, I had his brother at Shrewsbury, but we called him Jags.
Here's Lescott, and there's the aforementioned Jagielka who slips. And closing in now, and full time. David Moyes very, very happy. He'll know that his side is safely through to the final 16 in the UEFA Cup. They're up against Fiorentina, very different prospect, of course, to the one they faced over the 2 legs against the Norwegian champions, who, by the way, will be in the Champions League next year, or at the very least in the qualifying rounds for the Champions League. The Norwegian champions after playing 2 qualifying rounds, but we could very well see them on British soil again next season.
3 minutes.
3 minutes of stoppage time to be added at the end of this 90. Here's Pienaar and Neville. Hernandez. Winters.
Hulsklep had made a great run then in behind Pienaar. The ball gets played early enough, he's well in. I think Dave Moyes will be a little bit concerned about the chances that maybe BRANN have created tonight. That's one thing that he'll be illustrating to the players. You can't afford to do that the further you get on in the competition. But if they score goals, then the opposition's got to score more than you, and it's one thing they are doing in this competition, Everton scoring goals.
It's Winters back on the inside to Vargan Moen. Trying to pull it through for Hellstad. Timely intervention by Lescott.
I think Dave Moyes is going to have a nice problem at centre-back. You've got Yobo to come back in. OK, Lescott can go out to left-back, but I quite like the pairing tonight.
It's not a bad problem to have, is it? As you know, you're going to get injuries along the way too.
Well, for me, my first pick will be Jagielka.
Johnson has a go! Oh! Andy Johnson finished in style! Tonight to remember. And that is a goal to remember. Everton leads 6-1.
Well, that is the goal of the night. Absolutely tremendous strike. Pienaar with a pass and a good neat turn, right footed shot. It moves a bit as well, hits it across his body, goes away from the keeper. Keeper's got no chance. Sweet strike. He won't strike a better ball than that all season.
Everton's biggest ever winning margin in a European game is confirmed. Everton 6, SK BRANN 1, 8-1 on aggregate.
He deserves that as well. He's been exceptional tonight.
Even the chairman likes it. And a smile from the manager and his teammates. It's been a night to fill your boots, and Everton strikers have filled them. 2 for Johnson, 3 for Yakubu. Somewhere in amongst all of that, Arteta got his name on the score sheet too. Everton have entertained. All the chatter will be about that man, Yakubu. Hat-trick on the night tonight. Only the 3rd ever Evertonian to score a hat-trick in Europe. He follows Alan Ball and Andy Gray to those record books. Andy Johnson wasn't far behind with his 2. Everton have really enjoyed their night and marched through to the last 16. They have beaten SK BRANN by 6 goals to 1.